All right. What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing tonight? Just want to say thank you. We'll give a few shout outs before we get the show started. Howie will be on a few joining us. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight, as usual. If you guys haven't already, it's very important. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're getting about 13 to 1500 views every show, and only about half the people are subscribed. So if you guys haven't already and wouldn't mind, please do that. If you guys enjoy this content, please hit that like button and feel free to leave a comment after the show. It helps the engagement and everything, the analytics on YouTube here. I actually just applied to YouTube's AdSense program, so hopefully I'll be able to get monetized shortly. We'll be able to have the super chats and the engagement and all that other stuff. That good stuff works on here, so hopefully that'll be able to help out and get some more people in here. I want to say what's up to a few people. We got Becky Town in the building. How you doing today, Becky? Good to see you, hon. Scott, what's going on? Scotty CT, good to see you, brother. It's been a few. Hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you, man. What's up, Brian G? How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm I'm hanging in there. I'm about I don't know, maybe 80% or so. We'll have to see how tonight goes. My voice and stuff. I don't know how long I'll be able to last, but I'll try to be on for as much as possible. Thank you for asking. Hanging in there. I guess a lot of people are getting sick, actually. I know a few people, a few buddies of mine and stuff that are going through it right now. So some type of bug virus is going on. But thanks for being here, man. Matt, what's going on? How you doing today, Matt? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Hey, Steve, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you in the chat. Hope everything's going well for you. Scotty H, good to see you. How you doing tonight? Hey, Redhead, what's up, my man? Good to see you. How you doing, brother? Thanks for stopping by. And if you guys haven't already, if you guys wouldn't mind, if somebody could drop Redhead's channel in the chat, please. He just got a show back up and running, and he's been doing some lives in between shows. Anybody wants to go and try to catch him, be much appreciated. Thank you very much. Who else we got here? Joe Root. What's going on, Joe Root? How you doing tonight? Good to see you as well. Thanks for stopping by. Timothy Sullivan, my dude. How are you? What's up, Unique Mastiff? Good to see you. All right, we'll let a few more people roll in, and then we'll get the show on the road. Got a couple different things we're going to be talking about tonight and catching up from this past week's events. Going to get into a few things about the interview over on Gunsmokes. If you guys haven't seen it already, please go check out the show we did with Dominic Cicale. We had him on, and Gunsmoke did a good interview with him and answered some questions regarding the alleged CryptoNostra shit that's going on. So we're going to get into a little bit of that in a little bit. Then we're going to start breaking down and giving our opinions and talking about what we know about this whole ChannelGate going on there with James Proctor and Diet Paps and what we think is going on over there. So we'll be able to get into that. And I'm going to open up in a little bit here with just some stuff regarding Trump and the State of the Union address and the recent bombings and the removal, we should say, of the Ayatollah over there in Iran, which is something that's been a long time coming. You know, I'm glad that it happened. Hopefully those people will be able to set up some type of government over there, some sort of democracy if possible, to try to help give their people back some of their rights, especially women and children that haven't had so in the last 50 or 60 years at least. I find something pretty interesting too. I don't know how much you guys pay attention to a lot of the stuff going on right now, but especially regarding the Iran, we've seen people coming out and cheering on Trump and thanking him for helping the Iranian people get rid of the Ayatollah, that Khomeini guy, and a bunch of his top aides, because they, at the end of the day, these people fled Iran from the persecution that they were getting by that government over there, that dictatorship, I guess we should say, and they fled there trying to get away from that and come into the United States to try to get freedom and get away from a tyrannical government like they were under when they were living out there. So when you see these places like Los Angeles, which I don't know how many people know this or not, but they call Los Angeles Tehrangeles. It's kind of like a little play on words for Tehran being in Iran, because of the large population of Iranian people that live out there in Los Angeles. I think it's the largest Persian community in the entire country, actually, that lives out there. So you guys can see full well, I'm sure if you turned on the news or anything on social media, you'll see a lot of people celebrating and putting up, pictures of the American flag next to the Iranian flag and thanking Trump for finally interjecting and helping those people out to get under that rule by those people, because what's been going on over there for the last couple of decades is fucking horrible. So hopefully these guys moving forward will be able to find a little bit of peace, at least in their lives. So I think it was a good thing that happened. And and the sad part is, and I guess I'll get into this real quick before Howie joins us, is that you have these fucking degenerate politicians, primarily that Ilhan Omar, one of the people over there in Minnesota. She's one of these Somalians that came here. I mean, this is somebody that's used and abused the freedoms and stuff that you're given in this country for her own benefit of herself and her family, by going around the rules and stuff that were established to help these people out. I mean, this is a woman who married her own fucking brother, for God's sake, to get him into this country. So when you want to talk about abusing the opportunities and stuff that you get that are afforded by the United States, I find it kind of sick that somebody like that is even elected into office, let alone the position of power that she's in, to go and do a lot of the shit that's going on right now. And now we have investigations into Minnesota with all this fraud that's going on. And, it started off allegedly with these daycare centers and nursing centers or stuff. But a lot of the real fraud and stuff that was going on happened from the COVID pandemic and the relief grants and money that they were getting to set up these nonprofits and shit like that. And these people have been funneling in money to themselves and their relatives, stealing from the American people. And now they're all up in arms crying about, the scrutiny and pushback that they're getting now that the fraud's all been unearthed, so to speak. So I'll be interested to see what happens with that moving forward, because it is a very serious problem. And whoever did do that shit should have to face whatever consequences and penalties that they got coming to them, because it's a damn fucking shame if you ask me. Scott H said, Omar hates white men, but she's married to one. She's a hypocrite. Oh, is she really? Yeah, see, I didn't even know who she was married to. I'm not surprised by that. You see that with a lot of these people. I even think AOC's husband is a fucking Anglo white, about the whitest white guy you can get. I think he's like a redheaded Irish guy or something like that, which I find funny. She's another one that fucking, God forbid, got elected into office and is going to have a position of power one day. If she didn't have a fucking great set of tits on her, I highly doubt anybody would even pay any mind to that fucking woman, to be honest with you. She's about as fucking dumb as Mickey, if you ask me. Who are you talking about, Brian G? I don't know if I missed a comment there. But yeah, Ilhan Omar hates this country. I mean, she was in here. She was actually irate over the fact that, Trump and Israel wound up bombing Iran allegedly during. You got feedback. Irate over the fact that, Trump.
Yeah.
You got feedback coming in.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah, I didn't get the link didn't come through on my iPad, so I had to copy it and resend it to me, and then it came up. I guess usually it comes up automatically across all my devices, but it didn't.
Oh shit! Yeah, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. It's been fucking up lately for a lot of people. Been kicking people, dropping people. Links haven't been working. I don't know what these people are doing, man.
Yeah, so I'm here. I guess I missed. Just say a quick hello to everyone. Sorry about being late, but yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Say hello.
Yeah. All right, Becky Town, Furbo, another Fatball Italian, Mr. Steve, redheaded stepchild, unknown trader, whoever that is.
Yeah, they're around. They've been in the community for a little bit. I've seen them popping up in chats. How you doing, unknown trader?
Joseph Pastori, Scott H, Matt, Joe Root, Brian G. I think that might be it. Becky Town. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Matt's making it. They used the same email. Oh, I think, what are you talking about? The whole James Proctor Diet Paps thing? Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a little bit. That's one of the topics on the menu tonight that we're gonna be discussing, and a few things that I think we've noticed that are going on from what we said about the other day. I'm gonna try to do our usual show about hour and a half, 2 hours or so, pending my voice. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but I'm still not 100% yet. So I got my drinks going. I got some hot tea with some lemon and some honey in it. Hopefully that'll help the voice out, and we'll see how things go. But yeah, if you guys haven't already, please do. If you're just tuning in now, if you guys haven't already, please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. It's very important. If you guys do enjoy the content that we put out and do on these shows, please hit that like button. And if you guys can, if you guys wouldn't mind leaving comments after the show ends, even anything, something simple, something about the show, any opinions like that, please do that. It helps out with the engagement for YouTube, and it is much appreciated. If anybody would like to help support this channel and what we do over here, if you guys wouldn't mind, I got the Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal at the bottom of the screen here on the ticker, and it's very much appreciated, guys. Thank you very much. And if you guys don't want your names being shouted out and want to be anonymous, just let me know in the message there, and that's no problem. So thank you guys very much ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that,
I got and pay or die.
yeah, Plato or Plomo, motherfuckers. So yeah, I don't know how much you caught here, Hal, but I was just talking about I don't know if you paid much attention to it or saw it or whatever, but I was talking about the speech that Trump gave, that State of the Union address that he had the other night. That's caused all kinds of fucking controversy apparently with the left and the Dems. They're all up in arms right now because he played them like a fucking fiddle, and it was hilarious. You know
why? What? Tell me what happened.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. I want to just say, you know, I want to just say for the most part, and I think, you know, many people or most people will say that, you know, Trump isn't known for his speaking capabilities. He's not known as like a great orator like a lot of other presidents in the past have done. But I think the last one or two speeches and addresses that he did, I actually think he's really coming into his own. And I got to say that the State of the Union address that he just gave was probably one of his best speeches that he's ever given, in my opinion. And I think his message was really important and was really clear. And it really shows you the divide that we have in this country, especially coming out of the left. These people are just absolute radicals, and they've just completely lost their way and lost the entire point of why they were even elected into office to begin with. And it's pretty fucking sad. So basically what happened is, what's going on, Mo? How you doing tonight? Good to see you,
What's up, Mo?
So basically what happened is the other night he had the State of the Union address, and he knew that a lot of the Democrats weren't going to show up for it. They just weren't going to attend. And he knew that the other majority of the ones that did attend weren't going to be there to support him or you know, applaud him for any of the stuff that he was doing. So him knowing that, he used it against them by setting these guys up. And he was talking about, I forget the exact line that he gave, but he was talking about, you know, putting America first and American citizens first. And he said, I want everybody to stand up and applaud if you agree with the fact that our government and our elected officials and what we're here for is to stand up for America and stand up for the rights and the citizens in America, and not for the rights and shit like that of these illegal aliens, you know? And he knew that the Democrats weren't going to stand up and applaud him for anything that he said. So he basically set him up knowing that. So as soon as he said that, all the Republicans and only maybe a couple of the Democrats that have a brain in their head stood up to applaud him. You know what I mean? So yeah, it basically made them look exactly like the fucking scumbags and radicals that they are, that they can't even go up there and applaud and you know, support the American citizens and shit, because they're so focused on their hate and disdain for him as a person that they're going to disregard what they're actually in office for, which is to do the will of the people and to protect America and American citizens. So I thought it was masterful. I thought it was fucking brilliant. And they really showed their fucking asses when they all sat down on the sidelines and didn't stand up to applaud him. And there was a couple, even that pig, Ilhan Omar, that Somali from Minnesota or whatever, that married her own brother to get him into this country. She was shouting at him, and they were sitting on their hands, and she was calling him basically a traitor and a racist and all this other shit. And she just made a complete fucking asshole out of herself. She even is all up in arms with AOC and that Mamdani guy that they just elected in New York, saying what a shame it is that Trump and Israel bombed Iran and took out that the Ayatollah, that Khamenei guy over there, that's been, you know, committing genocides and hurting his own fucking people just to remain in power and the atrocities and stuff that they have. I mean, these people are all up in arms right now because it's during Ramadan, I guess. And I guess the time of day it was that they wound up making their strike or whatever, they claim was done during Ramadan, which came out recently that I guess in fact it wasn't, and it was all bullshit. They were just trying to play off the racist angle, saying that he did it on purpose to hurt the Muslim people because it was during, you know, their holy holiday or high holiday or whatever. But the funny thing is that I didn't hear these people complaining when Iran bombed Israel during Israel's fucking holiday and killed 1,000 fucking people. I didn't hear them up in arms when Iran and people in the other countries in the Middle East bombed Nigeria during a Catholic holiday and killed thousands of fucking people down there. They all want to, they all want to pick and choose, and when it's for them, they use it, and when it's against them, it doesn't apply to them. And it's the same shit that we see with these people on YouTube. You know what I mean? It's like rules for thee, but not for me. Everybody's got a fucking double standard and agenda, and it's fucking sickening, man.
Yeah, it doesn't. Isn't Ramadan? You don't eat during the day. You could only eat at night.
Yeah, I think it's sun up to sundown or something like that.
Sun up to sundown that you don't eat.
Yes. Yeah, so you have to eat at night, basically, when the sun goes down, and then you can't eat until the morning when the sun comes up, something like that. If I'm mistaken, somebody in the chat, let me know. I believe that's what it is. I'm not 100% sure though how. But yeah, apparently they were surprised or up in arms because the time of day that it happened was during the day or something like that, when they were on, fast or whatever the hell it is. I'm not exactly sure, but
maybe that's why they did it during the day.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know. It could have been also that their intelligence and information that they had led them to believe that they had all these people at a specific place and it'd be easy to take them all out at that one time just for intelligence purposes. I mean, I can't say for sure. Just a guess.
I mean, what does fucking anything have to do with anything? When you're at war, it
Well, what their argument is, because I guess the whole premise with the whole Muslim thing with Ramadan is the time from dusk until dawn or dawn until dusk, however you want to look at it. Basically, during that time of fasting, you're basically supposed to be praying and have empathy and to reflect on life and to thank God for, all the things you have in life and not to engage in, sexual activities or any engagement in, war or crimes or anything like that. So they were trying to say that basically we did that on purpose during the Ramadan hours so we can interrupt their state of meditation and peace while they were praying to God and shit like that, and that we did it on purpose. That's I guess what their argument is.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Like you said, it's a time of war. You know what I mean? There's what is the old saying? It's all fair in love and war. There's no, in my opinion, there's I don't give a fuck what time it is. If it's good.
I'm not saying this is the case, but like I'm just saying, giving an example that has nothing to do with anything. If I'm trying to get a group of people and I know I can get them all at the same place during a certain time of day, I'm going to do it regardless of what.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you. Like I said, they're just using that as a talking point because they want to push that whole, racist agenda, and he hates Muslims.
Yeah, I mean, these are people who fucking say death to America. Like, you really fucking give a fuck about them?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think that the Iranians would give a fuck about one of our holidays? They'd fucking blow people's houses up on Christmas or fucking Easter if they had a chance. They wouldn't give two fucks or think about that. And they've done it. They did it to Israel. They killed like 1,000 people during one of Israel's high holidays. They killed a whole bunch of people in fucking Nigeria during a Catholic holiday and shit like that. Women, children, the whole night. They don't give a fuck. So
imagine if we lived right next door to them, the shit that we'd be fucking going through.
Oh, exactly. That's what the people in fucking Israel and the surrounding countries got to deal with. Look at what they did. They went and bombed military bases. They blow up hospitals and daycares and schools and shit. They don't give a fuck. These people, they're sick.
Yeah, and they've been committing terrorist attacks for ages.
Yep.
Like since 1979, Stevie says. Like enough's enough. Like fuck them. You need to fucking disarm them and let the fucking look what Sean said. Sean said, am I breaking up?
No, you're good.
Okay. Sean said that his girlfriend's from Iran and she hates Trump, but now she loves him. Yeah,
see, that's what I'm saying. Because they listen to the media and the agenda that they push out and shit. And these people go and they listen to it and they draw hate. They draw hate without really knowing anything about the facts of the reality because they're not given any of that information. And you could say what you want about the guy. I mean, it's for instance, it's like these people that come on the internet and shit or social media, and they talk about how they don't understand that, you know, Cubans or Dominicans or Venezuelans or any of these other people could support Donald Trump when he's the same person that wants to you know, deport illegal aliens and send their people back after they were trying to flee from their countries. And they can't understand why people are so stupid that they would vote for the same guy that's trying to get them deported. And it's like, that's not what's going on. Trump isn't trying to deport people that came here legally. He's not trying to deport the people that came to this country the right fucking way. He's trying to get rid of the people that didn't come here the right way, that snuck into this country and are here fucking illegally, you know? And people seem to forget that a lot of these people fled their countries because they came from countries whose governments were ran by dictators or they were ran by communists and socialists and shit like that. And they fled that government and that type of you know, living situation and shit like that to come to a country that has freedom and stuff like that and capitalism, and they can make their way without being persecuted, you know, financially or for religious reasons or anything else in between. You know what I mean? And these people just can't seem to understand that maybe that these guys are onto something. Maybe they're not as dumb as you guys fucking think they are, because they only look at it one way. They're not looking at the big picture of it because they're so hyper focused on fucking, oh, they're a racist. They're a racist. He's a xenophobe. He wants to get rid of anybody that's not white and all this other shit. And it couldn't be further from the truth. It's one of the dumbest things I think I've ever heard these people say. But no matter what channel you turn on, what news station it is, what social media, you'll hear this shit over and over and over again. And I honestly think after that State of the Union address that Trump gave the other night, you're going to see a lot of people that might have been down the middle, like a lot of these moderates and shit like that, or toe the line, coming over and supporting the Republican Party because they finally understand how out of touch and fucking radical that these people on the left have actually become. And they haven't figured it out for themselves why things are going the way that they are right now.
I don't think they did themselves any favor come election time.
No, and the midterms and shit are coming up right now. And I saw a poll earlier. I was watching a couple of news clips or whatever, and they were doing a poll earlier. And this was from CBS and CNN, I believe. Don't quote me on that. It was either CBS and PBS or CBS and CNN, one of them. But regardless, the numbers were pretty much similar across the board. It said that 75% of the people that listened to his State of the Union address agreed with him. And I think it was over 43% of people that identify and vote for Democrats and shit like that enjoyed and liked the message that he sent during that speech. And then there was 17% of the people said that they were scared and terrified over the messages and the words that Trump gave during the State of Union speech. And it's like, you guys were scared and terrified that he gave a speech praising the work that they've been doing both domestically and abroad. You've been scared because he was shouting out and celebrating the win for the women's and men's hockey team that won gold in the fucking Olympics and shit or whatever. That made you terrified and scared that he wants people that are voted into office to uphold our Constitution and look out for the citizens of this country to actually do that and to put their politics aside for the betterment of fucking America and its people. Yeah, that's something to really be fucking scared and terrified about, huh? I mean, fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, it's not. These people don't give a fuck about what happened. They just give a fuck about who did it. It's all about Trump. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. They'll never give the guy any credit for anything that he's done, whether you fucking like the guy or not. At the end of the day, I would say that most of the stuff that he's ran on, that he said he wanted to get done or was going to try to get done, he's done more in fucking the last year than 4 presidents have in the last fucking 4 or 5 decades. Look at what he's done, not only domestically but abroad in regards to, you know, these terrorists and shit and trying to do stuff over in the Middle East to get peace and all that. The shit he did down in fucking Venezuela to try to liberate the people from their fucking dictators and shit that weren't even elected into office and stole it for the last, 10 years or whatever the fuck it's been. And the persecution and theft that they've been having to deal with in poverty because of a corrupt government. Then you go and you look at all the work that's being done in Mexico with these cartels and taking out people, shit like that. Like, he's done a lot more than any other president fucking has in his first year, let alone one term, that these guys have in their last 30 fucking years, if you want my opinion. That's just the way that I see it. So, it would just be nice if the guy got credited for actually doing the shit that he fucking said he was going to do. At least he's trying.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I had a little something to say to Jeff Nadeau.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
yeah, it's funny is because what the last time that I was on the show, I brought up the point of that why would Lee take down his show and
Uh,
not want to collect the residuals, and then we got into a discussion about it. And then this guy's going around. He goes on Gunsmoke show and speaks on the topic like as if he came to that conclusion. Which just goes along the lines of like when he lied to you and said that he gave Jerry Capici credit. That was a bold-faced lie. There's no credit for Jerry Capici on any of his shows. And then it reminded me of another thing that he did to me a while back. Okay, when he first said that Gene Gotti became boss and we disagreed with him, when we were doing a show talking about Bernstein saying that Gene was the boss, he texted me and told me that it's 1,000% true and that he spoke to someone. And I didn't go by that. I continued with my own opinion. But if I did agree with him, I would have been wrong because later on he did a show saying that it was just his opinion. But you just told me that you were 1,000. It's 1,000% true, and you wanted me to fucking vouch for you on the show, knowing that it wasn't 1,000% true.
right. Oh, you're talking about, so for the people that don't know, a couple months ago, Nadu had done a show where he was claiming that Gene Gotti was the boss of the Gambino family, and it was under high basically authority from the inside or whatever, from guys that he spoke to, that confirmed and told him that Gene Gotti was the boss. And then we had went on a show and disagreed with him and explained to him why we didn't believe that that was true. And right after we did that show, Nadu was watching. He sent Howie a text message and told Howie basically that no, Gene Gotti is the boss. I have it on direct authority from multiple sources, and that he is in fact the boss, 1,000%. Like it wasn't even
He
a question,
said,
just a
"Yeah,"
matter
he
of fact.
said, It's 1,000% true."
Yes, yes, he
And
did.
and yeah, so then he does a show a few days later and says that or the next day, and says that it's his strong opinion. So so if I would have went out there and stuck my neck out there for you and just listened to what you said to me, I'd have been telling everybody it was 1,000% true. Okay, and then he does a show the other day or whenever it was, and he basically says it's his opinion that Gene is part of the ruling panel. So I guess he wasn't the boss back then, right? Because now you're saying he's part of the ruling panel.
Oh, I didn't even hear him say that part. He said he's not the boss and that there's a ruling. The Gambinos have a ruling panel in effect right now. That's what he
Yeah,
said.
that's what he said on one of his shows the last couple of weeks or a week ago or something. He said that he believes that Gene Gotti's part of the ruling panel.
Oh my god. So
But
basically,
anyway, my point is that you were clear. He was clearly watching the show because up until the point that I brought up that it's ridiculous to believe what Lee's saying because why would he have to take down his whole show completely just because he didn't want to do YouTube no more? He had no time. Why would you not continue to get whatever revenue you're getting from your pre-recorded shows? It just didn't make sense. So then the guy goes on Gunsmokes and says that he doesn't watch our, and then he comes up with what I just said, and he says it like that's his assumption. That's what he got at, and it just reminded me of the fact that he lied to you blatantly on the when you and him were talking about Dominic Cicale,
yep.
and he said that he did give Jerry Capici credit, and he hasn't given anybody fucking credit.
No, never. He
His
takes
di-
all the time. Yeah.
yeah, his disclaimer on the bottom of his videos, they're all the same on every show.
Yeah, and not there's not one thing anywhere that gives him not even Capici, but there's not one source of credit in any one of them fucking titles or descriptions. That
Nothing.
that gives anybody credit for anything that he does these fucking shows on. And let's be honest. At the end of the day, I would say, 95% of these shows, unless it's some breaking story or something, or they did an interview with somebody directly that nobody's ever spoken to before, is all getting information from somewhere else and just putting their own spin on it and regurgitating it on fucking, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, whatever the case may be. But these people also give people credit and let them know, like, hey, this is where I got this information, whether they agree on it or add their opinion to it, whatever the case may be. But and I think the reason why he says shit like, oh, I don't watch their show or whatever, so when he goes on Gunsmoke show to come up with his theory that it doesn't make any sense that Lee took his whole library and showdown because he's done with YouTube, why would he do that and not want to keep the money rolling in or whatever? That's because he doesn't want to give you credit for you saying that on the fucking show, so he can say, well, I didn't know that he said that because I don't watch their show, knowing damn well that's where he fucking got that shit from.
Yeah, because up until the point where I brought it up, no one has mentioned it. And everyone can go back to that show and look at the date, and you find another show where you hear somebody. There's more than the Deuce that has done it, but I don't care about that. I care about the guy who's always fucking plagiarizing people.
Yeah, because it's a consistent pattern with him, and like you said, he lied to everybody on Smokes the other night, saying that he credited fucking Capici for the stuff that he did, and it's a bull-faced lie. And we proved it. We went on and we showed it on the show the other day, because I figured he was gonna go back and try to like update it or change it so he can be like, see, I have it right here. I give the guy credit. He didn't even fucking do that. He's still up there saying the same thing. He doesn't credit nobody for anything, and that's that shit right there.
Yeah.
Just fucking, I don't know. It just irks
me. It may sound a little bit silly, but it's all part of a bigger picture.
Exactly. It's a pattern. It's a consistent pattern of the same fucking shit. And the other thing too, I'll say, and we're talking about that, is that I also find it funny that, and I want to get into the whole thing with Cicale too on Smoke Show or whatever. Speaking of that, I just find it funny that for maybe the last like 6 or 7, 8 months, something like that, he hasn't stepped foot in one of Gunsmoke shows on his panel or in his chat, nothing like that, until we went and did that show the other night. And now all of a sudden he's fucking in the chats and wanting to come on the show and grab the link. And if this guy thinks he's slick and he's not fucking, he thinks people are fucking stupid. The only reason he's doing that is because he's hoping that fucking, if he's nice over there and tries to fucking go on Gunsmoke show and talk to him and shit, that he won't let anybody go on his show to fucking call him out for any of the bullshit that he does on here. He's playing these little like fucking kid games and shit like that by doing shit like that. Now all of a sudden he wants to be back over there and go on shows and jump on the fucking panel and shit like that. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's killing Smoke with kindness, hoping that in the future he won't let anyone badmouth him. That Gunsmoke won't let anyone badmouth Nadu.
Exactly, 100%. It's the same shit that fucking Diet Paps used to do fucking back in the day too. That little fucking weasel and shit. I can't stand people that fucking act like that. And then they want to do it and then act like that's not really what they're fucking trying to do, like we're stupid or something. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's so fucking ridiculous.
Armand, how you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, Armand? It's so ridiculous. This guy's actually trying to fucking tell people that he took down his show because he's too busy with other things, and then he goes and he fucking starts another show, whatever, with the Devil 2.0. Like why did you fucking start another show? After you just told us that you were too busy, that's why you took down the other show. It's just anybody with a fucking half a brain will understand that this guy's full of shit.
Oh, look. Listen, there's one thing that has been proven over the last, 4 or 5 years since this guy's been around here, and that is that the guy's a compulsive fucking liar. He'll lie about fucking anything, and he'll lie about fucking everything. And he they're the type of people that just try to get through the day, basically. They'll say whatever they need to say to try to get through till today, and then they'll worry about tomorrow when it comes, and come up with some more bullshit after that, if they need to. And
right, their instinct. When they get caught lying about something, or they get somebody points out something that they did, their instinct is to come back with a lie.
Oh yeah, did you see the part? Did you see the part when he was on Eric's show? Oh hey, let me give a shout out. Thank you very much, Timothy Sullivan. Thank you for the Cash App, brother. I appreciate you, and thank you very much, Scott. Thank you very much for the Cash App. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Much appreciated, fellas. You guys are always supporting the channel. Thank you. What were you just saying? How sorry, I lost my train of thought. This thing popped up. Oh, did you see the other day when he was on? I don't know if you caught any of Eric's show or whatever, but he jumped up on Eric's show to try to fucking to spin his bullshit. And Eric asked him a question about how tall he was or something like that. And Diet Paps said he's 5'11". He's almost 6 feet tall. And Eric said, "Wow, you're really 5'11". And Lee goes, "Yeah." And the dude was in the chat, and the dude goes, "You aren't 5'11". We seen your mugshot. You're 5'8". And fucking Eric reads the comment out from the dude, and Paps is all tongue tied, and he goes, "Oh, what? You're going out getting fucking my mugshots, dude? Who the fuck comes out here and looks up mugshots, dude?" And it's like, the only thing that you could come back with when you get caught in a bold-faced lie is who goes and looks up people's fucking mugshots. He knows damn well that the mugshots gotten put up like 3-4 years ago now, and they're all over these fucking channels.
Right. He didn't argue the point that he's 5'11". He argued the point like, what are you fucking looking into me, looking into my mugshots?
Yeah, instead of the fact that he's on here lying about how tall he is, he's over here trying to make it a thing about the fact that he's got his fucking mugshot or something like that. And it's like, it just reminds me of the whole thing with like fucking MRE and the paperwork. Whoever got the paperwork got dirty fingernails, or I'm 5'8". We got your mugshots. Who the fuck looks up people's mugshots, dude? Is that what you really do? You go look up mugshots, dude? Instead of the fact that he just lied to everybody on the fucking panel. But then when he gets asked a question and he's there to explain himself why mysteriously James's channel got taken down, and then all of a sudden his channel is fucking off the grid. He's got an explanation and a fucking an excuse for it, and everybody's supposed to take his word for it, like he's preaching the gospel. Like anything that guy says can be taken at face value. All that guy's ever done from day one on here is fucking lie and bullshit to people.
Yeah, I mean, why do you got to take your channel down if you're too busy? Just don't do shows.
Yeah, and it makes no sense, because why would you spend the last year paying all this money to do like that Google advertising and promo for your fucking channel to build up your subs to get the 100,000 so you can get your YouTube plaque, and then all of a sudden just one day you wake up and you're too busy and you're too old to fucking do YouTube no more? You were just promoting fucking videos a month or so ago on your fucking channel, and you're helping Mickey out, supposedly doing all the work behind her scenes and all that other stuff. And the guy's fucking retired. He gets money from the fucking government. What are you too busy doing? You live in a fucking senior living center, basically. What the fuck are you busy doing? He says, he told Eric that I'm 65 years old, dude. I'm old, man. Like he wasn't 65 a week ago. Like what the fuck changed in a week?
Yeah, his height.
Yeah, he lost.
Yeah, I'm 65, dude. I shrunk.
Well, in his case, maybe he's saying he grew through inches. Maybe it's like Pinocchio. Remember Pinocchio's nose used to grow every time he told a lie?
Yeah.
Maybe Paps grows an inch every time he comes on here and bullshits people. And if that was the case, he should be about 8'13" right now.
Yeah. So according to Hootie, they're both the same size.
Oh my God, yeah, that's too funny. Yeah, Hootie said he was 5'8" or something on a show the other day, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the guy's like 5'4" on a good day. I mean, you can't even make this shit up with these fucking people. It's unbelievable. And then I heard people speculating on whether or not Lee's channel actually got taken down or hit it or whatever. Which you're the one that brought it up and explained. Don't forget, Diet Paps is the same guy that used to tell everybody how important it was to build up that library. Remember? You got to have a library, dude. It's all about the library. If you don't have a library, you don't have nothing on here. Now, all of a sudden, the guy goes...
Tommy,
huh?
You broke up. I don't know if the chat broke. You broke up to the chat, but I couldn't hear you.
Okay, yeah, guys, let us know if the audio is any good. I'll repeat what I was saying. No, I was saying that for the last couple of years, Lee's always told everybody how important it was to have a library on your channel. That your channel's all about the content in the library that you got. You got to build it up over time so you can get residual views.
Yeah, the residual. Right.
Now, all of a sudden, the guy doesn't care about the library. He's old now, so he takes his whole fucking channel down according to him. And here's my thing. Here's my challenge. If you're not lying and you just went and you privated your show for whatever stupid fucking reason you want people to believe, why wouldn't you just go back up, put your show back up, and do a live real quick and post a video to prove to everybody that you're telling the truth? Because if you did that, everybody would have to shut up about it and nobody would be able to speculate otherwise, no?
Yeah. Comment. I'm gonna log out and log back in.
All right, you want me to drop the link in the chat?
No. I'm just gonna redo it. It's all right.
All right, yeah, jump out and hop back in.
Yeah.
All right. We'll give Howie a second back. Give me 1 second. I just want to have a drink. Sorry, man. I was worried about my my voice for the show. We'll have to see how long it holds up. You there, Hal?
Am I still breaking up? Yeah, I am.
No, you sound good to me.
Yeah, I don't sound good to myself, but let me do it again.
Close out the whole StreamYard and YouTube, and then reopen everything fresh. If you can still hear me, close everything out and then come back in fresh. Close YouTube, close your Safari or Google Chrome, whatever you're on, and come back in. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so like we were saying, we're just talking about this whole situation with James Proctor's channel going down. Allegedly, he claims that he got hacked. And I don't believe that for a second, and I'll explain to everybody why. How
is it now? Oh, yeah.
You sound good to me.
Yeah, it sounds better to me, too. All right.
Yeah, you sound clear. You weren't breaking up before, but it sounded like there was a little bit like kind of like an echo or something, but you sound
like
really
feedback. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, there was a little bit. You sound good now, though. Let me just check the settings real quick. Hold on. I just want to see if your background. Okay, I got it. I turned off the background noise. Say something.
Radio check.
Yeah, you're good now. Perfect. All right, cool. So yeah, like we said, at the end of the day, we just found it pretty coincidental that the same time that James's channel allegedly got hacked by some fucking crypto scam or some shit he was claiming, that all of a sudden Diet Paps' entire channel is hidden now. And some people were telling me that if you click on one of the links, it was on somebody else's channel from one of their backup channels to the wrestling podcast. If you click on it, when you click on it, the thing on YouTube shows up and it says that this channel was terminated due to YouTube policy guidelines.
Right. So that
means he didn't hide that fucking channel. That means YouTube took his fucking channel down because he was doing some shit that fucking violated their terms of service. And I'll explain something to everybody for the people that weren't here in the very beginning, right? I want to say maybe 6 months or so into him starting up his channel, the mob channel that James Proctor took over. If you guys don't remember, there was an incident which happened between Diet Paps and his son, because when Diet Paps first started coming on YouTube, he was actually doing a show with his son and one of his son's friends. And I guess they had a disagreement or a little falling out regarding whatever was going on the son's show and how, where they were taking their show and how they were going about things, and a disagreement on that. So Paps branched off and told his son that he's going to be starting his own YouTube channel and that he'll have a bigger show than his son will over the course of the next couple of fucking months. And then what did we see happen when Diet Paps started his show? If everybody remembers, he was going to have John A. come on his show to do an interview with him, right? And the day that John A. came on to do an interview on his show, all of a sudden, Paps' subscribers went up like 1,500 or 2,000, and he had all kinds of people on his live show viewing and shit, etc. And then what happened? The day afterwards, it came forward that YouTube caught on to him because I guess he bought bots from one of those cheap fucking bot pages or whatever, and they picked up on it and caught him. And then him realizing that he got caught doing it, goes out and blames John A. and says that John A. is the one that bought the bots and subscribers to Lee's channel, and that he tried setting him up to make it look like, oh, look, when you have me on your show, look how many people will tune in. When the reality is that I can almost guarantee that John A. didn't do that. That was Diet Paps. He just got caught red fucking handed and tried to make John A. hold the bag. I'll bet money on that shit. So fast forward another couple months from there, we find out, I forget who broke the story, but something came out about Diet Paps allegedly taking his son's information and using that on his YouTube channel because he's on the government dole and gets money from the government every month, I think for like disability or whatever. Now, when you get money from the government and you're on disability, you can only make a certain amount of money every single month. Otherwise, the government will take that assistance away from you. I think you're only allowed to make maybe like $600 or $800 depending on where you live. I don't exactly know the hard number, but it's somewhere around there. So he wasn't going to be able to get super chats and donations and make money off his shows and off of his streams if he put his information in there, because then that would trigger something with the IRS when he had to file taxes or anything like that with them, and he would lose his fucking disability and his aid that he got from the government, because he was also living in I don't know if it was Section 8, but it was some type of subsidized housing in the place that he lives. And I think they base off how much you pay rent on how much money you take in, or what your income is or whatever. And he didn't want to lose any of that shit. So what did the guy do? The scumbag went and took his son's information, because I believe his son is also Lee Cole Jr. or whatever. And what did we wind up finding out happening is that his son went on, I think it was on either chatting on Stack's show or on Josie's show. I can't remember exactly which one. But his son came on and did an interview and told everybody about what his fucking dad did and how he took his shit to run his fucking YouTube channel. You guys remember that shit in the chat?
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember when I first
thing.
Damn, my shit is my shit breaking out?
No, you're good, bro.
I remember when I first came on, I used to break his balls. I said I'm gonna report him to the IRS.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah, you did. I forgot about that shit. Yeah, obviously you weren't gonna do that or whatever. You were just breaking his balls, but
yeah, because he was talking shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. Now that you're bringing that up, so people must have a short memory, or maybe Diet Paps are just hoping that people have a short memory and don't remember all the fucking shady shit that this guy's done on here with various people. I mean, does everybody remember when fucking Diet Paps, remember that Diet Paps needs gas money, when he tried getting money from fucking people because he was supposed to go to Cinnamills to debate that Ramundi guy? And as soon as he found out that Ramundi was actually going to show up and he wanted all the smoke, all of a sudden on Diet Paps' way to fucking California to go do the interview, he had a fucking a heart attack, or something was fucking wrong with his heart, and he wound up in the fucking ICU and had to get a Holter monitor put on him. And he came up on the show one day and he had a fucking thermometer taped to his chest that he bought at CVS the fucking day before. You guys remember that shit?
Yeah, I heard back then that he used a patch for cigarettes, so he literally didn't want any smoke.
Yeah, he had a fucking stage 4 fucking nicotine patch on his chest.
Yeah.
He didn't want no smoke. That's fucking hilarious, man. And it's, these are the little things that people, if you guys weren't here from the beginning or don't remember about, we're here to remind you, just to show you the type of fucking scumbags that we're fucking dealing with on here. I mean, this guy took everybody's fucking money, never refunded a single fucking person, pulled this whole fucking health fucking stunt or whatever, and claimed that he was probably going to need like open heart surgery, or he had to get follow-ups with his local doctor, and all this shit was going on. Every single time that something's happened with this guy where he's gotten caught in some bullshit that he's doing, all of a sudden he has some fucking some health scare. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Then the last time something happened, he was telling people he needed surgery and was fucking, this was wrong with him, or somebody was saying he had cancer and he was dying because he doesn't want people calling him out on his shit, so he wants to play the victim and act like he's having health fucking problems, and he can't get fucking the same shit he tries to give everybody else. I mean, this guy's a fucking stone cold scumbag. He stole fucking shit from his own family member. The guy's lived in every state in the continental United States because he would go state to state fucking scamming people and then get caught and have to fucking move somewhere else.
Right. And he says things like, well, it's nobody's business. Well, if you're putting your business out there, the people in the YouTube community have every right to question you, because you're a content creator and they're your audience.
Yeah, and you're on the fucking internet. You're in the public doing this shit. So people are gonna fucking talk about it, especially when you're on here and you got something to fucking say about everybody. That brings me to another point. I don't know if you heard it or not, but when he was on Eric's show, he was fucking trying to talk shit to Frankie or whatever in the chat. I guess Frankie was breaking his balls or whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. And Paps goes out and says, you're a fucking rat, dude. You went and fucking told on everybody in your fucking family. You shouldn't be talking to anybody, Frank. And it's like, first of all, that's a fucking lie. Second of all, Paps, do you really think that anybody believes that if you got jammed up, you wouldn't have told on anybody in your fucking family? You would have told on your own fucking mother to fucking save your ass. Who the fuck are you kidding? This is the same guy that when his mother passed away didn't go to the funeral and said that he didn't give two fucks. He was glad she was dead. This guy said that shit on YouTube.
Yeah, and Frank's situation is complicated because there's a lot of people in his family that aren't really family. He hates one brother and he hates his uncle and his cousins, and I think they feel the same way. So yeah, some of them might be family, but you know, he never said anything about any of his loved ones.
No, and as far as I know, you know, obviously when you proffer it, you have to, you know, tell the feds, you know, everything, regardless how big or small it is, if there's crimes that are involved. But as far as I know, and I have no reason not to believe this, because I've been talking to Frankie for a long time, and I've never once heard him come on here or in private tell me something that wasn't true or something that he made up or lied about. He swore to me on his own, you know, mother's life and his family's and shit that he loves, that didn't happen. And he also told the government that he refused to testify against any one of them, regardless of what it was. He said, I'm not going to fucking do that. And the problem for me and the issue that I have with a statement, especially coming from Diet Paps, talking about Frankie saying something about one of his family members or whatever in any of his proffer sessions and shit like that. This is the same guy that has no problem with the fact that John Jr. put his own father and his own uncle on fucking murders and put other people on fucking murders that were still alive and in the street, regardless family or not. He put his own family members inside those fucking paperworks. So when they turn around and they say, oh, well, who did John Jr. put in prison, or who got inconvenienced him, or who did he take the stand against? He didn't do that against anybody. Well, neither did fucking Frankie. So if you're going to give fucking Frankie shit and say that he talked about a family member in his shit, then you better turn around and say that fucking John Jr. did the same thing, because you bet your fucking ass he did. We've shown the paperwork before.
Yeah.
And that's the shit that fucking really rubs my ass, is the hypocrisy of the people that are on here. These people have fucking no integrity whatsoever and want to turn around and judge other fucking people. And then make a comment like, oh, you're a fucking rat, dude, this and that. Well, Paps, you just didn't have nobody to tell on, because you better bet my fucking ass if you did, you would have fucking told on him. And I don't know a single motherfucker that would disagree with that. Does anybody in the chat believe for 1 second that if Paps got jammed up in a situation, he wouldn't fucking tell on everybody to save his own ass? Who believes that?
I'll tell you what really burns my ass.
What's
a flame about waist high. But no, yeah, you're right. I mean, I think half of these people in these chats, well, in the YouTube community, I'm not talking about this chat, they'd fucking give up their fucking mother as well.
Oh, they wouldn't even fucking think about it. They wouldn't even sleep on it for a night. They'd fucking do it right away.
Yeah. They call people rats for facing 20, 30 years life. All right, so what's your fucking breaking point?
Yeah, they all act like they would take life on the fucking chin, like it was fucking no big deal.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck believes that shit?
Like they live by the code. You didn't have to fucking live by it. You never lived, but you think you lived by the code, but you never were involved with the code.
Not only that, most of these people were too scared to even fucking break a law, let alone fucking living by some fucking code or whatever, that they come on YouTube and pretend that they uphold.
Yeah. You got fucking people that fucking grew up in the middle of nowhere where there wasn't even a fucking mob telling you you're a fucking rat.
It's unbelievable, man. I you know, never
What's
in my
up,
life.
Carlos?
Hey, what up, Carlos? How you doing? Hey, Fatball Italian, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. He said, Common, be careful. Lee is in the Russian mob. Oh, shit. Yeah. I forgot about that. Remember fucking, who the hell was it who did the interview with his ex or whatever? Remember that shit?
Yeah, Casperosa put it up.
Oh, Casperosa did. Okay, yeah. We'll have to try to find that. Maybe
might be on his channel.
Yeah, we'll have to send people over there. If anybody knows the link to it, if Casperosa has it up, somebody drop that shit in the chat so everybody can check that shit out. Casperosa got an interview from Diet Paps' girlfriend at the time. I think it was over that incident that happened at the Walmart or something when he was on the run, right? That hotel.
Yeah. Where they said that they accused him of kidnapping a lady.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they accused him of kidnapping and shit like that, and it was over the case with the fucking motel where he fucking stole like $5,000 worth of hotel fucking nights from him or something like that and didn't pay him and shit like that, and he had a warrant out for him. And they go in, and Casperosa got the interrogation or interview video, whatever you want to call it, and his girlfriend is fucking telling the cops that she's scared to death of this guy and she's petrified because he's in the fucking Russian mafia, and him and his buddies have fucking basically put people down in fucking Florida before. And what a dangerous fucking guy that he fucking is. I mean, can you fucking imagine? I told people before, and I said it as a joke because I believe that fucking Silo does this type of shit too, where he does a show with Mickey. Could you imagine the type of shit that they tell women in private and shit about their ties to like organized crime and who they know and shit like that? I would love I would love to be a fly on the wall listening to them at a fucking bar telling stories about the fucking days in the mafia because they're friends with fucking Mickey.
Listen, I've heard it with my own ears. I'm just talking about people in this genre. I've heard by more than one person throwing Angel's name around.
Really?
Like to make I've heard them.
Oh my god. Like acting like they were fucking involved in some shit because they know her, they're friends with her or whatever.
Yeah, saying that they were friends with her just to get clout off of it.
Oh my fucking god. Could you imagine that you're throwing some woman's name around just because her dad was a fucking gangster and shit? That's supposed to be some street cred for you? That's fucking unbelievable. I'm not surprised by it though. That's how these people fucking operate on here.
Yeah, I mean, and for anyone to think that any real fucking street guy is gonna fucking be impressed by you saying that, you got to be a bigger asshole than she is.
Yeah, that's just like the time when Silo got into it with the fucking neighbor and he's on the phone talking to some lady, talking about who his friends are. He's about to make a fucking phone call. I'm about to make phone call.
They'll be here in 10 minutes.
Yeah. As soon as I hear
who my friends are.
You punch them dead in the fucking mouth as soon as that shit comes out of their mouth and say, I'll be waiting for them when they get here.
Says, you know who my friends are? They'll be here in 10 minutes.
On what fucking... And this is a guy that's fucking 6... Oh, sorry. He's been 56 for what, like 6 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah. A guy 60 years old is talking about, let me make a phone call and tell you who my fucking friends are. You know who they are. Like the kid in fucking... in middle school at the playground, that's older brother was in high school, talking about don't make me go home and get my older brother, that type of shit. Fucking
listen,
ridiculous.
Silo was never even close to being a mob guy.
What do you? I got a question. What do you make of this guy in regards to that shit? Because I don't know if you've seen this before. Somebody sent it to me, and I gotta find out who sent it to me, but. He originally, I guess, came on here doing a show with some other guy. I forget his fucking name now. It was one of like the neighborhood guys. I don't know if he's from the boroughs or he's from Jersey, something like that.
You're talking about the guy, Craig from the Bronx and Whitestone?
Yes, that's his name. Craig, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen any of the shows that he used to do? Somebody sent me a link to one of these shows and I was listening to it. And I didn't know anything about it. It was the first time I ever heard about it. I couldn't believe the shit that this guy was fucking saying on there.
Listen,
if you listen to him talk, you would think he was a fucking made guy that sits in the social club.
Yeah, Silo is when you see the definition of a Dunsky, they got a picture of Silo underneath.
That guy's got to be Craig Gatto, that's his name. He's got to be the biggest fucking fraud and biggest fucking phony I've ever come across. And there's been a lot of them on here, but that guy fucking takes the cake.
Yeah, it literally says in the definition that a Dunsky is somebody who acts like a gangster when they're not.
Yo, yeah, he's the literal definition of that.
Yeah.
And I could only imagine what he tells people in fucking private, whether it's about his illustrious fucking fake boxing career or his time in the fucking military that he's never done, or his times being a gangster in the fucking street and organized crime with John Gotti because he knows his fucking daughter. Hey, does anybody know the answer to this? Because it got brought to our attention earlier. Does anybody know if this is true? Because I didn't see it for myself. Is it true that Mickey on her show the other day asked her chat what they think about if JT came back to her show? Is that true? Can anybody confirm that? Because I'm curious. Did you hear about this, Hal?
No, I didn't. Oh, I didn't hear about it. No.
Okay. I heard somebody bring this up and mention it, but I didn't see it for myself, so I just wanted to be 100% before I said anything about it. So I'm curious if anybody knows if that's true. Did she actually do that?
Yeah, I like to hear if she actually did that as well.
Well, another funny thing too, if you guys don't remember, you know, she talks about people being on here being scumbags and people going after people's families, this and that. Here you got fucking Diet Paps over there, who she not only herself but Diet Paps, they act like they're fucking best buddies for life, and they've known each other since they were kids growing up. If you didn't know them otherwise, you would believe that, right? And
Right.
he does all this shit for her. They talk on the phone all the time. They're best of fucking friends, this and that. Meanwhile, Paps is the only person on here that I've ever heard fucking do multiple videos calling her brother a rat and blaming her little brother for his own fucking death with that mini bike accident and shit, saying that he deserved it and that it was his fault. He was riding an illegal mini bike down the street, and she calls other people scumbags on here. You guys remember when
Paps,
did that shit?
Paps is one of the people that went at her family the hardest.
Yes, he did. Went at all of them too, repeatedly. He didn't do just one little show in passing. He went there and took it there fucking repeatedly. He's the only one I know that's ever blamed her fucking little brother for his own fucking tragic death, man. That fucking scumbag. The only person I've ever heard say that. And that's her fucking best of friend over there, huh?
Yeah. And he didn't fucking pull no punches. He went in hard. Like really fucking offensive.
Oh, he was trying to piss her off as much as he fucking could, and he fucking did that. You better believe that shit. He went overboard in my opinion. I've never heard anybody fucking say that type of shit to her that he fucking did. And now they're best fucking friends over there. That's why I can't even take these people serious. They got no integrity. These people don't stand for shit.
You know what I heard Lee Cole say one day on her show? That he feels disgusting that he ever fucking associated with any of the informants on YouTube.
Paps said that?
Yeah, he felt like disgusting, like he had to wash his hands or something.
Oh my god, he wouldn't even have a fucking show if it wasn't for anybody.
I know.
He's platformed anybody. He's the first person that brought fucking A-Light on, if I remember correctly. He's the first person that remember there was some shit that happened. I forget. I'd have to ask fucking Frankie, but remember when he was blowing up fucking Frankie, wanting to get him on for an interview and do a show on his fucking channel and shit like that? After he was saying that he would never interview a fucking government cooperator ever again. They were the bottom of the barrel. Less than 1 week later, he's blowing up Frankie, trying to get him on his show to do an interview and shit like that with him and Proctor, I think.
What is Maureen talking about?
1 second. Matt, I'll get right to that. How Matt said, Mickey 100% asked, press 1 in the chat if you guys want JT back, and no one did. And she then said, see, I don't see anyone. And there weren't any. Oh, okay. So was she asking that like she was inquiring about actually bringing him back on the show, or was she just doing that like out of jest, saying, you know, nobody wants him back here, like they're not missing nothing? Just curious. And you said what comment?
Right, like kind of like sending him a message. Yeah,
so that's what I was curious. Was that a message at him, or was she actually inquiring whether or not people want to see him back on the show? That's what I'm curious about. Oh, this comment right here.
That's why you can't always go by fucking things that are said. You have to sometimes listen to them to put them in context.
Yes. And that's why I like talking about it and discussing it with people to get other people's opinions on it, how they see shit. Because
yeah, of course.
We can all, you know, even we do it. You know, sometimes you'll hear something one way and I'll hear it, and, you know, I might not have thought about it the way you did or vice versa. You know what I mean? So I like hearing another opinion because I can miss something or interpret it the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that happens fucking all the time. But Maureen said, I actually heard those for the first time today. I heard them before, but wow, just fucking wow. What did you hear for the first time?
She talking about Paps's rant.
Oh, you heard Paps's rant? Oh, whose channel is it on? Can we play it? I haven't heard that shit in a while. I didn't know that.
Well, I know Gunsmoke used to play the rant a lot.
Oh, Gunsmoke has it? The clip? Oh, shit. I should have fucking asked him for it. I didn't plan on talking about it. I didn't know. So I wonder if I could get that shit from him. Matt said right here that Mickey was acting like JT was bothering her about her numbers being around 120 or some shit. Oh, that's what we heard too. So I guess that is true.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Well,
she's
yeah,
only
I
been
guess
getting
so.
she's only been getting 100 something people in the chat, and I guess the JT guy was breaking her balls over. She's not getting to 300 or whatever. Well, I got my suspicions on why that is. What do you make of that? How?
Red said that Gunsmoke played it today. What do I make out of what he said about the 120?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Well, I'm assuming if that's true and that those fucking numbers drop down there, one of two things is happening. Either she actually lost a lot of people that were tuning in to listen to him on her show, like the people that, follow him from his community, or it was because somebody's been buying her fucking bots and shit like that, and they just got their channels taken down, and they're worried about the same thing happening to fucking Mickey.
Yeah, how funny would that be, right? If Lee thought he was doing her a favor by buying her bots, and then she gets her channel taken down.
Yeah, well, that's what. So this is a little bit of food for thought, right? So you just saw that fucking James's channel got taken down, and they're trying to cover it up right now, saying he got hacked. Which I said this the other day. If you guys didn't catch it on Gunsmoke Show, because obviously we have a channel now, and when you set up these YouTube channels, you have to set up a two-factor authentication, right?
Look what Fatball Italian said.
All right, hold on. Let me just finish this one thing. This one.
Yeah.
Lee stopped buying her bots after his channel came down, since he went from 350 down to 120. Oh, okay. So you think of it the same way that I do, Fatball Italian. That's what I was just getting at. I find it very suspicious that right around the time that James Proctor's channel gets taken down, Diet Paps' channel gets taken down, and then I'm hearing that her numbers drop down into the fucking 100 or so or whatever, which is where we said her numbers were this whole fucking time, that those numbers that she got on her show were all bullshit. Somebody's been buying her bots. If you guys recall, we never said we knew exactly who was doing it, but we knew for a fact somebody was absolutely doing it. Listen, at the end of the day, the community that we're in, it's a small, pretty niche community, right? We all share the same subscribers and a lot of the same viewers, minus maybe 50 or 100 here to there. You'll see a little bit of a discrepancy, right? There's no way or no reasonable explanation to why she would be getting 3 or 4 times the amount of viewers that any of us get on any of our live shows, especially if you've ever watched any of her shows, because they're boring as fuck. If she's not on there doing her little Angel Boulevard and her little rant, the shit is borderline unwatchable.
I don't even believe that that she was getting those numbers when Jim was there.
You don't believe what?
I don't even believe that she was getting those big numbers even when Jim was there, when she was getting like 500-600.
I think she was getting maybe like around 300-400, maybe like on a really good show, on a really good night, if that, maybe like 3 and change. Which
well, I mean, I've seen 4 or 5 as much as almost 600.
You're talking about before
my
JT?
Point, my point is that I don't even believe her numbers are legit, even when Jim was a part of the show. No,
they were bullshit.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. We knew that they were buying bots over there, but we just didn't know who was doing it. And we, I know we're not going to come on here on our show and be like, oh, fucking Silo was buying bots, or JT was buying bots, or whoever was buying bots, if we couldn't prove it. But the bottom line is that everybody knew that those numbers weren't fucking real. And you know how else we know that those fucking numbers weren't real, even when he was over there, is because the JT guy goes on other people's channels, and if you go watch them when they do their lives, they only have 100-something people over there. I'll give you an example. When he was doing the shows with Jesse, right? She went from having, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 dozen people, maybe like 20 people in her chat, up to maybe 90 or 100 on a good fucking day or whatever, when she was on sometimes, right? Anytime that I've ever looked, or anybody sent me a screenshot or whatever of how many people were on her fucking show live while JT was up there on the panel. Then you'll go over and you'll look at that other guy's show. Who's the guy that runs the that channel, the Gay Bar, the fat guy there?
The Gay Bar?
Yeah, the fat guy with the fucking, they call it Eric calls it the Gay Bar. I don't know, John something. His name's Johnny something. Yardbird or something like that.
The guy that's friends with JT?
Yeah, Johnny Yardbird.
Yeah, something like that.
Whatever the fuck it is, yeah. When he would go on his show, he'd only have 100-something people on there the couple times that I've checked it out when they were on lives. So How is it that when he goes to all these other channels, those 200 or 300 extra people that are tuning into Mickey's aren't following him to any of those other fucking shows?
Right. Good point.
Yeah. So if those numbers were real, and if he's not there, you're losing 200, 300. Well, then how come them 200 or 300 don't show up on any other fucking show the guy ever goes on? That's how you know the shit is bullshit, because they should be following around the content creator or the person that they watch on any show that they fucking go on, and the numbers aren't there. Those people's shows should be going from 100 to fucking 300 or 70 to fucking 200 or whatever the case may be, just for a point of reference. And the fact of the matter is that they wouldn't. So if Mickey wants to sit here and act like, she's not the one buying bots and that her numbers are real or whatever, I know she's fucking stupid, but she can't be that fucking stupid. She had to know that those numbers were bullshit. You would look in her chat and there would be 7 people commenting. 7. And there'd be 300 something people watching.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right, Carlos. Bunch of cheating Viagra boys.
Oh, Johnny Yardbird. I was calling him Johnny Yardbird. Yeah, Johnny Yardbird. My fault. Johnny Yardbird. What's up, Pasta Patate? How you doing? Sean said when she was talking her shit, Silo was giving dating advice to iDubbbz. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna go listen to the biggest fucking lying fraud in this entire genre, fucking Silo, go up there and talk or fucking want to give people advice on some shit. The guy's like listening to fucking paint dry. At least I'll say this, whether you like the fucking JT guy or not, at least when he's on there, he's going to say some crazy shit. So it's at least like entertaining, I guess, if you aren't, his target or whatever I should say, because he can get pretty fucking vile and vicious and say some pretty nasty shit. But at least I can understand why people would tune in and watch him from time to time for that exact reason. You know what I mean? But when he leaves and you're still getting 300 people in there or whatever the fuck, I'm sorry, but I don't know how you believe that for 1 second that was actually fucking real.
No fucking way.
No way. And if anybody doesn't believe that it's not a coincidence that all of a sudden after fucking Paps' show was down and fucking Proctor's show was down, that her numbers just got cut and fucking to a third, that should be a telltale sign that fucking we know exactly what's been going on this whole entire time. And, I said it before and I'll say it again and I stand on this. Don't forget that Paps' original channel was based off of a fraud because, according to his own son who admitted it, that channel wasn't even in Diet Paps' name. So when he wants to claim that everything done with Proctor when he was transferring the ownership of the channel over to him, that shit was all perpetuated on a fraud because it wasn't even in Paps' fucking name anyways. And as far as I know, I was on Smoke Show the other day catching up for a minute, and Brett came on there, and everybody knows about Brett's show over there on his channel, New York City Crime Spot and 52 Topics with Frank Fiordolino. They're both monetized channel that have the AdSense program. And Brett was saying basically that whatever those channels are under that email for one AdSense, you can't ever change the AdSense or the revenue to go to somebody else. Once you sign up for it and set it up, it always has to go to that one fucking person. So I don't know how they were able to change the AdSense from going to fucking Paps to go to Proctor. And the reason that I believe Proctor shit probably got taken down is because Paps was doing all that nefarious shit with buying subs and buying bots and using his son's information on his fucking channel and whatever other fraudulent fucking shit the guy was doing.
Hey, you never know. Maybe his son fucking reported him, because I like to know how it worked when he had to pay taxes.
Well, and that's the other fucked up part is that would all fall on his fucking son's lap because it was under his fucking social, supposedly.
Exactly, yeah.
So not only was Paps using his shit without his permission to do the channel, then he was getting this kid fucked up when he filed his taxes. Imagine, let's just say hypothetically that his son made a decent amount of money, right, with his regular job. Let's say he made $68,000 a year. It was right under that threshold of hitting that higher tax bracket that takes out more money, right? And then Paps was making $15,000 or $20,000 on his end on the YouTube channel that was getting credited to his son on his fucking name and his social. Now it just bumped his son up into a different tax bracket and had to pay even more taxes on money that he never even got a fucking penny of.
Right. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe that's part of the mess.
And that's why, I find it very, very, very suspicious that all this shit is all occurring around the same fucking time. And that's why I've said from day one that fucking Diet Paps is one of the unruliest, fucking slimiest cocksuckers in this entire community. He's been like that from fucking day one. Yeah, Captain Zod was his name, right? His kid's channel.
Yeah, well, he's got his mentality is fucking running out of hotels, running out on the bill, skipping on fucking food bills. You know, like that was his level of fucking criminal.
I remember when he was bragging about how he stole $5,000 from the fucking hotel, and he said that instead of focusing on the fact that I stole $5,000 from a hotel, why aren't you guys fucking trying to ask me how I actually did it? Like he was all fucking. People should be impressed that he was able to run up a $5,000 tab at a hotel and get away with it.
Yeah, you can't. You don't even fucking. That doesn't even count as stealing.
No, it's fucking the most petty fucking clown shit I've ever heard of in my life. And he's trying to talk about it like it's bragging rights, like he did some gangster shit. The Dine and Dash Bandit, yeah, he was fucking walking out on bills and shit too at like Denny's or IHOPs or something, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Fucking scumbag. Well, hey, so I wanted to talk about this because unfortunately me and my wife got sick the last couple days and I had to reschedule the show. But I wanted to talk about Gunsmoke show the other day with Dominic Cicale when we had him on and we were talking about the CryptoNostra.
Yeah.
So I want to do a little follow-up and just speak about that briefly and about, what I actually think was going on.
Hold on a second. Are you trying to steal Cicale? Are you trying to steal Cicale from Gunsmoke?
No.
That's what the trolls are saying.
Yeah, so I say, yeah, it's funny you brought that up. I seen it pops up in my feed. I was like that fucking Red Zilla guy or the Liars, Enablers, or Fat Cop Caller, whatever, one of those fucking channels. They're trying to make posts and claim that I'm trying to steal Dom Cicale from Gunsmoke to get him over on the channel, and that I'm trying to steal all of his supporters and people that donate to his fucking show, and that Cicale's gonna come over here to this show and because I'm the better fucking rat enabler, some bullshit that they were saying. I mean, these people are so fucking pathetic. And that was part of my, I don't know if you guys read the post I made the other day, but that's part of the shit that I was addressing on here is the fact that, these fucking trolls and these scumbags and the people that fucking support them and enable them, I don't care whether or not you yourself tells lies about people or talks about people or fucking makes shit up about people. If you support these people and you let them in your fucking chat and you fucking yuck it up with them and fucking, repost their shit and do stuff like that, you're no different than any of them, in my opinion, because at the end of the day, you're the fucking company that you keep. So if you want to fucking let these scumbags in your fucking chat and share their posts and shit and think that they're fucking cute and all that other stuff, you could go and fuck yourselves too. I don't give a fuck who that goes for. Whether it's fucking that Angela broad or fucking any of these other fucking people on here.
She's the troll enabler.
Yeah, the troll fucking whisper over there. She's got every one of them fucking scumbags in the world in her fucking chat. So you want to go and fucking let them people gallivant and fucking tear up your fucking chat and engage and do all that shit while they're on their fucking channels blatantly lying about fucking everybody. Yeah, and all they're trying to do is start a fucking beef and start a problem on something that they don't fucking know anything about. First of all.
They get to spread their propaganda on her show.
Yeah, and they get basically like I don't know what's the word for it, like credibility. They get to get like they get credibility and shit. Like, Angela's an honest person and shit, and she doesn't stand for X, Y, and Z. So if she's gonna support us and stick up for us, then you know that we're fucking credible people or whatever. No, you guys are all the fucking same. You're a bunch of fucking low-life, degenerate, lying fucking grifters and misfits that come on here and try to start shit by fucking lying because you can't tell the fucking truth.
She's like basically Angel's twin.
She took over for her basically. Yeah.
She supports the same people that Angel used to support. All the scumbags.
Yeah, and how did that work out for fucking Mickey? You think that you're going to be any different? As soon as you disagree with one of them or say something about one of them, they're going to fucking turn on you in 2 seconds, just like they did with her. And I guess if people are that concerned about, how many people watch their shows or are in their chats or fucking people that are hitting the like button and shit that they got to they gotta lower their bar and go down and play in the mud with these fucking scumbags, then I
Yeah,
guess
and
you'll get eventually what you deserve.
and all she's doing is basically calling Kasparov a liar.
Yeah, it's basically that's what I can't understand for the life of me, is that I don't understand how fucking you can call people friends and have people in your chat that go on and abuse and talk shit about people that you're fucking friends with. I don't understand that for the life of me.
Yeah, and how do you stick up for a scumbag that Kasparov did hours and hours of research on, and it's been proven to the whole community, and you want to fucking stick up for that scumbag?
Make it make sense.
It does.
I love for somebody to make sense of fucking that, because I'm sorry, but it's directly spitting in this guy's fucking face. And then you'll turn around and credit him for being such a great journalist and being really good at what he does, because he is. He's one of the fucking best at the end of the day. The guy's good at what he fucking does. You know what I mean? And so why is it that when he gets information or puts shit out on people that you don't like, he's the best at what he does? He's the most honest stand-up fucking journalist and reporter. But then when he gets information showing your fucking buddies are the scumbag fucking lowlives that we all say that they are, then you don't believe him and you think that he's fucking lying about it, because what, you're scared to say something about one of them because they'll fucking turn on you and start making videos about you? Is that why?
She needs to take a few steps back and take a look at what she's doing, because she is doing the exact same thing Angel did.
Yeah, there's no difference. The same fucking thing. And she used to lie. She used to lie for fucking Mickey all the time.
Right.
She'd cover for her shit and come on here and fucking lie. But I can't believe that they did this. I can't believe they did that. And like, for instance, the thing with Joey Merlino or whatever, right? When he went on and he did that show and called her brother a fucking rat and showed his paperwork, she was right over there on her chat. I can't believe that he went and did that. I can't believe that he would do that to your brother. It was so wrong. Now when people call her brother a rat and say shit, she's reposting it on her fucking community tab and bringing attention to it and talking about it.
Right. Before he wasn't, now he is.
Yeah. So, but before he wasn't a rat, he didn't do nothing fucking wrong. And now that, you know, they had a falling out or whatever, now he's a fucking low life lying fucking rat, and you're reposting everybody's shit going after the guy. Yeah, Fat Bald Italian, that's a good idea. I honestly don't even know how to fucking do that. Anybody know how to do that? Because I have no clue.
Yeah. That you can set it up to where you have to subscribe, and you have to wait a minute before you can make comments.
Yeah, I'll have to. Thanks, man. I'll have to look up that for the next show and put it in. It must be one of the settings or something. I'll have to go and look into it. I'm not exactly sure how to do that right now.
Yeah,
but yeah, thank you. That's a good idea. I'll have to turn that on.
Yeah, so if the chats want to come in, the trolls want to come in and make a comment, they gotta subscribe.
Yeah, I don't really think I'm not watching the chat too much or whatever. But these guys are real good with the wrenches or whatever. But I don't think we get too much riffraff in here, to be honest with you.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think we got a pretty good show in respect to that. So, and guys, if you haven't already, if you guys wouldn't mind, if you guys can, please, if you do enjoy the content over on the show, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you guys turn those notifications on so you don't miss any of the shows. If anybody would like to help support the channel, it would be really greatly appreciated. I got the Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal at the bottom of the ticker. I want to thank you guys who have supported the channel. Thank you very much. It makes all this stuff possible.
And most importantly, pay or die.
Pay or die, motherfuckers. Pay or die. Oh, hey, Al, I don't know if I told you, but I actually just got the thing from YouTube to get monetized.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so I just went earlier today, and I signed up for it. I guess they got to give you a review, so it could take a couple of days, but.
Look who's in the chat.
Really? Yeah, really. Yeah, I'm serious. What I don't understand. What's your point? You got every fucking scumbag in the community in your chat. Yeah, that's a fact. And you repost shit from people that fucking call her brother a rat now, and you used to defend him and fucking say you can't believe people would say that about her. Well, what I don't understand. I can't speak about that.
Yeah, and Kasparov proved that fucking MRE's a fucking Nazi diddler fucking rat, and you're this big fucking rat hater, and you'll fucking support that fucking rat.
Yeah, so I don't understand what that comment's supposed to be about. That's just a matter of facts. It is what it is. I don't care if you like it or not. If you don't want people talking about it or bringing them up, then don't engage and let them fucking scumbags in your chat and fucking canoodle with them. All those people do for the last 3-4 years now is fucking go on, post lies about people, try to start fights between people, and fucking make shit up and talk about fucking everybody. So I don't know, if you don't like what you're fucking hearing about it, then I guess just, you know, mind who the fucking people are that you keep around you. I don't understand what you want from me.
Or just don't listen.
Or you could just turn the show off. Yeah, I don't understand what you're worried about. I'm not concerned about anything that you got to fucking say, to be honest with you. And yeah, you do spit in Kasparoza's face by fucking being friends with fucking MRE and the rest of them scumbags, because you're basically calling fucking Kasparoza a liar and saying that everything that he puts out is bullshit, because they're the ones that go and do shows about him and call him fucking kitten and say that he fucking is mad about he didn't talk to Angel's daughter and all that other bullshit that they do. And you're friends with all these fucking people. You don't have any fucking integrity. How could you? Why? Because you don't want them saying anything about you and you need them in your fucking chat for the number so it looks good? What the fuck? I could give my opinion on it. It is what it is. The truth is the truth. If it wasn't true, I wouldn't be saying it. So if you're mad about it, sorry, but not sorry. I don't know what to tell you. That's just how I feel. So, what else were we talking about? Oh, I was talking about Cicale shit with the coin or whatever. So yeah. I wanted to get into that a little bit. So for the guys, if you guys have, I'm sure most of you people seen on here, Gunsmoke did a great interview and show over there on his channel the other night. If somebody wouldn't mind putting that link in the chat, I'd appreciate it. But he had Dom Cicale over there because of the stuff that's been going on regarding Jeff Nadeau's claims that he was scamming people and ripping people off with his CryptoNostra Coin. So Dom Cicale reached out to Gunsmoke and wanted to come on the show and answer any questions that anybody would have and basically defend himself and explain to the people that heard everything that that Nadeau had to say about him on his channel, a place for him to speak and give his point out. And I guess a lot of people are under the suspicion or you know, they don't fully understand exactly what's going on regarding the coin and the relaunches and stuff. And everybody's kind of questioning, you know, why they think it's a big deal that people are saying that he was involved in this rug pull. Because technically, at the end of the day, the way that it is and how things are out right now, the coin did get quote unquote rug pulled, technically speaking, but it wasn't by him. Unfortunately, he's the creator of the coin and it was his idea and his promotion and everything that he's doing. And he put his name behind it. So obviously he's going to get held accountable for stuff that happens regarding people that have invested in that coin or whatever, so to speak. Right. But my whole thing is, and I said this on the show, is that I believe that he was being transparent. And what I meant by that is we were asking the guy questions. He was giving his answers. I didn't see him ducking any answers or trying to fucking talk his way out of it or not admit to some of the mistakes that he may have made or the trust that he put in the wrong people when he launched the coin originally. But he's been pretty open and forthcoming moving forward, speaking about the fact that these things did happen. There was things that happened with there. You know, it is unfortunate that some people may have lost their money. But the fact that I think that he's trying to do a relaunch and rebrand and come back and get the coin back to where he thinks it could be is proof, in my opinion, that he wasn't trying to scam anybody. Because otherwise, why would he even do that? Why not just take the money and run and not talk about it ever again?
Yeah.
So, you know, we said this before, months ago, before any of the stuff really even came out and became a big issue between people in the community, is that I said it, we both said it was quite possible that whoever he was involved with the coin were the ones that were scamming people and taking money from the fucking people. And I think maybe eventually that's what he figured out was happening. And it took him a little while to figure it out. But at the end of the day, I truly believe that that's most likely what happened to the guy. And if you understand how this crypto and trading and shit works like that, the easiest fraud to perpetrate is with these fucking wallets and shit and fake coins. If you go on Google and you type it in, you know, crypto meme coin, fraud, wallet, shit like that, there'll be a plethora of fucking articles and shit about it all over the internet.
I want to say something to Angela's comment that we platformed JT. First of all, we let him on to see what we had to say. We didn't let him abuse anyone. We didn't make him a part of the show. And we didn't stick up for him. So what about it? You stick up for your fucking guys every fucking time you go on.
Yeah, and second of all, if you remember, Angela, me, Howie, Maureen, who else was on the show? Anybody else, or was it just us three?
I think just us three.
Yeah, so us three were on there. Before I brought him up on panel, I asked Maureen if it was okay that I brought him up there, and she says yes, okay, that's fine, to hear what he had to say about the fucking rape ape. And as soon as he tried fucking saying something besides that and pull his fucking bullshit, he got the fucking boot. Have you ever seen him on this show ever again? Will you ever see him on the show ever again? Absolutely not. Don't sit here and play these little fucking games like these trolls talking about, oh, they had JT up on the fucking panel, blah, blah, blah. So fucking what? He came up here for what, 10 fucking minutes? We heard his bullshit and kicked his ass to the fucking curb. What's your point?
Let's stop trying to change the subject by saying, Common, let's be real, you were against informants also. Well, you know what? That was before me and Common started dating, all right?
Yeah, that's before we got married. First of all, here's my challenge. Since you're making another talking point from the fucking trolls, like the trolls did the other day, where they're putting out videos saying that I used to be fucking friends with Chicky and now I'm fighting with him. I have never been friends with fucking Chicky. I've known Chicky and who Chicky was long before any of you fucking people on this fucking internet have. I have never been friends with that motherfucker. Not once. I've never spoken to him on the fucking phone.
And you used to be friends with Angel. Now you're fine with her. So what?
Yeah. So fucking what exactly? Second of all, when did I ever say that I was against informants? Because when the community first started, I used to call John A-Light out for his shit. I was never friends with Jimmy Calandra. I'm the one that came up with the fucking joke about Jimmy Calandra being Warren from something about Mary with the fucking earmuffs. Where my bait ball? Where my bait ball? That was me. They stole that joke from fucking me. I was never fucking friends with fucking Jimmy. I never went against fucking informants. When did I ever go against informants? Play it, because I said something about two people that I didn't like.
And he didn't abuse
that. Post it.
And he didn't abuse us when he came on. He was actually the most respectful to us than anyone else he's ever popped on this platform.
Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're doing the troll talking points, just like the shit that we're talking about exactly right now. You guys sit here and you want to fucking platform and put up the fucking biggest lying fucking scumbags in this community that have done shit to fucking everybody, and then ride around on your fucking moral high horse and act like a fucking victim and shit like that.
Yeah, and
I'm not running my mouth about you. I'm telling the truth about you. You have a fucking chat filled with every fucking scumbag, low-life troll in this entire community that goes and does shows based on fucking lies that they make up to try to start fights between fucking people. Yes, the fuck you do. Once again, you're in here trying to play victim, and then you go and repeat troll talking points, Angela.
Yeah,
I was
and
never against any fucking troll. I just called out bullshit when I see it, just like I'm calling out your bullshit as I fucking see it.
And instead of explaining why you defend MRE, you'd say, "Have a great night" and run away.
Yeah, you want to come on? I'll drop the link for you too. You want to come on? You can get the link. People want to come on and have a conversation.
Yeah, we let JT come on. He was respectful, so we didn't have to fucking say anything to him. But if he was disrespectful, we would have handled him accordingly.
He would have got it like anybody else would have gotten it as soon as he tried fucking saying something stupid, which is exactly why he didn't. If you went back and watched the show and listened to what he said on there, he didn't fucking say nothing to nobody. I'm also somebody that called him out for that fucked up shit he said about your fucking relative and what he said about other people's fucking relatives and the shit he said about fucking Maureen and them, which is why before he came on the show, I asked her, is it all right if I bring the guy up here? Don't fucking play this fucking shit with me.
Listen, we probably would have supported you if because you were going against Angel and you were friends with Maureen, but then you decided to fucking stick up for that fucking Nazi rat diddler and show how much integrity you had.
Which is little to none. And like I said, you used to be up there. You used to be friends with Angel. How come you're not friends with her anymore? We could play the same stupid fucking shit about that. You tell the truth about who? You're telling the truth about who? You didn't tell the truth about me once yet, Angela. There's the link. Grab the link. We can have a conversation. The last time I spoke to you, we had a cordial conversation. What, you don't like the fact that we're telling the truth about you? You're lying right now. Go up and show me. Go up. I want you to tell all them trolls, because they got all the videos and all this shit. I want you to prove that I was ever friends with Chicky, a lie that they told. I want you to prove that I was against informants and shit. I want you to prove this. Don't talk about it. Prove it. They say that they're the kings of fucking clip channels and they could put clips about all this. Put up the fucking clip. That's my challenge. Open challenge. Prove it. Because you're lying. And this is exactly why I said what I said on my show, because of the people that you platform and enable in your fucking chat. That are the ones that do all this shit.
Every time
Who
you
called
stick
you
up
a name? Nobody called you a name. What name did I call you? I didn't call you a name. I said you lack integrity. That's not name calling. I didn't call you a single name. I called you Angela. What are you talking about? I'm not even interested in fucking fighting with you, to be honest with you. I kept my mouth shut for a long time, but I'm making a point now because it's getting brought to my attention by multiple people. So I'm telling you that if you're gonna enable, just like they say that if we allow government cooperate on a show, we're rat enabling. Well, you're fucking troll scumbag, fucking child diddling, fucking enabling because you platform Nazi, racist, scumbag, kid diddling fucking rats on your fucking channel and then claim that you fucking hate them. You platform them. Good. I don't fucking support you anyway. You don't see me in your chat. I salute. Have a nice day. And I'm still going to say whatever the fuck I want. In what? I don't get it. Don't watch. Isn't that what fucking told you?
You can continue playing in the mud with your supporters.
How'd that work out for Mickey fucking with them people? Nobody said that you talked about us. Did you not listen to what we said, Angela? I said, I also don't give a fuck and I don't want nothing to do with people on here that are hypocrites that have no fucking integrity. And I brought up you because you don't. Because the same people that you claim it's fucked up, that they say shit about families and lie about people and defame people are the same people that are flooded and fill up your fucking chat. All them troll channels. The fucking from the Redzillas to the Lion Enablers channel to the Fatball Cop Caller to MRE, all them people. They're all fucking troll army. All they do is come on here and lie about fucking people and talk about fucking people and make shit up about them. Yeah, you're a broad. So fucking what? That's offensive to you? Give me a fuck. You've never heard that before, huh? We cry about it. Holy shit.
She said, yeah, she said she's a broad?
She said I called her a broad or something.
Oh.
Apparently she's offended if she gets called a broad.
She's, in my opinion, she's a gun mom.
Yeah, she thinks she's a gangster.
Right.
She said, I don't care who you support. Don't worry about me. I'm not worrying about you. I'm just pointing out the fact that you're a hypocrite and you have no integrity. Because the same people, like you have a problem. If you just said that you had a problem that JT came up on the show one night to say whatever stupid shit he had to say about the fucking rape ape and got booted off. He's not a fucking regular guest over here. He's not going to come up over here and have a place on the fucking show or in this fucking chat or anything like that. The bottom line is that all the trolls have places on your show and you panel them and they come on and do shows with you and shit and you support them. How can you be friends with Casparosa, but yet you'll platform and let people in your fucking chat that tell lies about the guy on a fucking regular basis and shit? What type of fucking friend is that? And you're worried about who the fuck came up on this panel one night? I'm an asshole. Okay, fine. Coming from somebody that I don't give a fuck about, my feelings are hurt. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to sleep at night. I dropped a link for you. I got no interest in fighting or arguing with you. You can defend yourself. You can come on a link. We can have a discussion. But don't sit here and act like you're fucking Miss Innocent, like you're the fucking victim over here, because that's bullshit. You ain't no fucking victim. You just like playing one. You're no different than the regular people on here. Somebody will say something disgusting about somebody in your fucking family, but until that guy said anything about somebody in your family, you wouldn't have had a problem with the fucking guy. Let's just be honest. Matt, that link is for fucking Angela, bro. I don't like who you support, so we're even. Well, who do I support? I don't get it.
Me. She's talking about me.
Oh, well, I really don't give a fuck then. Go fuck yourself. How about that?
Yeah, and listen, you can't even fucking speak on anyone else. You support that fucking Nazi rat diddler. All right? So your fucking word means nothing.
Yeah, look where it's coming from. You know, this is the same shit with all these people that I see on here. They'll cry. They'll have no problem with anybody saying shit about anybody else until it fucking happens to them. It's just like the shit with Mickey. She had no problem when JT was abusing all these other fucking people. But as soon as JT started saying something about somebody in her family or about one of her friends' fucking family members, then it was a fucking big fucking deal. You don't
Well,
have to watch the show. We'll click on it.
you only supported Common and his wife because you couldn't stand SoFlo.
Yeah, don't sit here and lie. You just didn't like fucking the rape ape. That's the only time you would come around I would hear anything from you. Who are you kidding? You could care less about who they were attacking. You weren't in the fucking on the show coming in the chat supporting anybody or doing anything until the day we did the show on the fucking rape ape talking about how he got detained by fucking ICE. What are you talking about?
And he didn't ask for your support, so we're even.
I'm not even interested in I'm not even interested in going back and forth with this lady or addressing her. I'm talking about a simple fact that we're calling out people that are hypocrites that have no integrity. And I'm sorry, but you fit the bill. You fit right in there with that. If you don't like what you're hearing, then maybe it's something you need to take a good long look in the mirror about and see who's in your fucking circle. I don't know what to tell you.
No, I'm not going to attack her.
I'm not either. I'm not even interested.
I'm just telling her like it is. I'm just being fucking truthful.
As simple as that. Hey, Hal, can you give me 2 seconds? I got to grab another drink.
Yeah, I'm not attacking her. I'm just telling her like it is. If she doesn't like it, then don't get off of YouTube. But yeah, you can't be going around saying you're this big fucking rat hater and support that fucking Nazi rat diddler. But yeah, if you come up here, I'm not gonna fucking say anything to you. You can have a conversation with Common. I honestly never even fucking really speak about you. But you're basically supporting all the people that used to support your platform and all of the people that used to support Angel. Okay, and you can't speak like you have integrity and stick up for that fucking scumbag at the same time. I mean, it's obvious. And everyone agrees, except for the people that don't like us.
Hey, thanks for holding me down. And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. She wants to make a comment where she's making a community post saying that she's going to start focusing on and going after all of these rats that are on here, right? Which makes absolutely no sense to me because I don't know. I don't know much about the lady or anything like that. But I didn't know she was in the mob or had her husband or family or whatever wasn't in the mob or something that she got affected by or hurt by another one of these people on here, these big anti-rap people, and I don't know what the hell relationship she even has with anybody that's on here. Because let's be honest, when I'll give you an example, right? It just goes to show you how weird these people are on the internet, right? All of these people on here that are these big fucking, anti-rap people that hate government cooperators and all that, when you find out who the people are, if they're not themselves a government cooperator or informant and shit like that, you'll find out that the people have no criminal record, never been in trouble a day in their life, have no connection to organized crime whatsoever, but they all got something to say about everybody because they cooperated when it has no bearing or anything to do with their life whatsoever, right? Now, it's funny because I remember when Cicale was first starting his OCN, his crypto coin or whatever, Cicale reached out to Joey Merlino and had a conversation with him back and forth on text messages, right? Joey Merlino wasn't on there sending him messages, trashing the guy, saying, "Oh, fuck you, you're a rat, this and that." He just politely said, "Yeah, I don't want anything to do with that. I'm not going to be involved in that." Why Dom thought Joey Merlino would ever want anything to do with it is beyond me. Maybe he thought because he was on YouTube now and, he's not in the mob anymore because otherwise he wouldn't be on here. Maybe he could, reach out to people and show people that there's more to life than fucking organized crime or having that stigma attached to you or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. But at the end of the day, it just goes to show you. And you don't see any of these people that are in organized crime or the mob or anything like that on any of these YouTube channels running around talking about rat this, rat that. 90%, I'd say 99% of the time, even if they seen somebody out on the street, they would act like they didn't even see them and keep it moving. They wouldn't say a word to them. But you get these guys on the internet, they get a little platform from the safety of their home, and they got the biggest mouths in the world and got something to fucking say about everybody. and what a tough stand-up guy they are and how they can never do X, Y, and Z. And it's all bullshit. Then you're going to come in here and say that you were done with me because I platformed JT because he was on the show for 10 minutes or whatever. So do you still talk to Maureen? Because Maureen said it was okay for me to bring him up here. Are you still friends with her? And I'm sorry, Maureen, if you're listening. I understand if you don't want to be in the chat or whatever, and this hopefully this doesn't hold anything against you, because we're friends or whatever, and you guys are friends. But Maureen told me it was okay for me to bring him up on the panel. So do you not speak to her anymore? Are you done with her too? I'm just curious.
Yeah, because she wanted to confront the guy.
Yeah, I asked Maureen. I said, "Is it okay if I bring it up here?" And if Maureen told me no, he would have never came up on the panel. He only came up on here because he claimed he had information regarding the rape ape and the detainment. And she wanted to confront him and ask him questions about it. And he was cordial with her. And I think if you remember the conversation we had, he agreed not to go after her anymore or say anything about her. And as far as I know, he actually kept his word to it. And I don't think he said anything about her.
Yeah, and you claim to be this big rat hater, but you used to fucking stick up for John Jr. when you know he's a rat.
Yeah. Now, meanwhile, now that you're not friends with Mickey anymore, now you want to call John Jr. a rat, and you laugh at all these channels and people that call him out on there, right? So you want what? You don't like what you're hearing? You don't want to be called a hypocrite and don't want people talking about you? You're on YouTube doing a show. We talk about people that are on YouTube doing shows in the community. Like, I don't understand this. And when you were friends with Mickey, and she had a falling out with all these trolls, you didn't like any of them, and you had a problem with them because they were doing and saying all this stuff about Mickey. But then as soon as you got into a fight and had your own problems with Mickey, now you and the trolls are all back to being BFFs. I mean, give me a break. And then they want to hold it over. You had JT on your panel. Yeah, he got treated just like Sean's saying, with like a fucking dog in training on a short leash. And as soon as he was gonna say something stupid or get out of pocket, he was gonna get the boot. So if you're going to stand on, you were done with me for having JT on the show, then I ask you, I guess you're done with Maureen too, because she told me it was okay for him to bring it up here, and she was on panel with us that day talking to him. So what the fuck is the issue? So when you want to go back and you want to talk about why I said people like you have no integrity, that's exactly why. All you're doing is proving it. And I'm not even interested in talking about you. I was just bringing up a point that it's people like you that are hypocrites and have no integrity, because you'll enable and platform all of those fucking lying scumbags and let them alone on your channel and on your fucking panel to do shows with and act like no big deal. Why? Because they haven't attacked you or your family yet. Say something about one of them that they don't agree with, or go somewhere or talk to somebody that they don't like and see how you get treated afterwards, which is exactly why you won't call any of them out for any of the shit that they do.
And you want to go after all the government cooperators. What did we do to you? I never did anything to you. Why are you coming after me?
And the other thing too is, what do you mean leave Maureen out of it? You just made a statement saying that you have a problem with me because JT was on the show. Maureen was on the show with us. I asked her if it was okay to bring him up. So why are you saying that to me and not saying it to anybody else? That's what I'm talking about being a hypocrite. You're only saying it because you don't like the fact that I'm calling you out for the fact that you enable, engage, and platform the fucking biggest scumbags in this entire community. All you have to do is turn on your show and look in your chat. They're all in there. And that goes for anybody. I don't care who the hell it is. All those people do is lie about people on a regular basis. And then you claim that you don't like when people lie about you or do any of that stuff, but you'll platform the people that do it to everybody else. Why? Because it's not happening to you. So once again, it's just like everybody has to have a problem with everybody you have a problem with because they said something about you that you did or didn't fucking like. But then if we don't, then we might as well be with them. So I turn it around and say the same thing, that if you're going to platform and engage with all these trolls and all the shit that they do on here, then I'm gonna group you into a pile with them. Do you see how that works? Pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I don't understand this shit. It's like the fucking Twilight Zone with these people. It's unbelievable. I'd like to move on. You got anything else you want to say regarding that? Because I'm not even interested.
No, I just want, that one guy said, let's be real, if anyone here was on the street doing things, they wouldn't be on YouTube. You're right. If I was still in the street, I probably would never even fucking know what YouTube is.
Most people wouldn't.
And if I did, I certainly wouldn't fucking come up on here.
Yeah, or let people know that you were in the fucking chats watching anything
Don't,
like that.
yeah, the only reason why I ever came up on YouTube was because I left that life, and I saw Frankie was on it, and we had a good time in the beginning.
As simple as that. So let's get back. I wanted to finish talking about this crypto thing with Dom or whatever. I forgot where I left off at, but I was basically, this whole thing got me all derailed now. I got to even address this just fucking stupidity on here. It's unbelievable. Regarding that though, like I said before, what are you saying, Matt? I dropped that link for Angela because we're trying to talk about something. I don't know what you put in or what you're talking about, but I don't know what comment you're talking about, man. Sorry. Anyways, in regards to the whole crypto coin thing, like I said, my opinion is on it at the end of the day is that I don't believe Dom had any intention or tried to steal money from anybody or to rug pull anybody or anybody that invested into his coin. I guess there was some confusion. I was talking to BTF on Gunsmoke Show the other day because she was her belief is that the questions that Dom Cicale was being asked, that he did everything except answer the question and kind of beat around the bush, basically, which is her opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but we never went on that day for like an aha, I got you moment. At the end of the day, at least from my end and where Gunsmoke's end is that we were trying to ask him questions that we think most people on here would have liked to get an answer to regarding on whether or not they thought that he had anything to do with trying to commit some type of fraud at the end of the day, because that's what he was being accused of doing, right? And I disagree with Nadu's assessment that he ever tried stealing from people. I don't believe that he intentionally rug pulled or tried to defraud anybody that invested in his coin. And I think the fact that he's still trying to make changes and relaunch his coin to try to make it right to the people that did invest in him and did trust in him to try to do something with that coin, he's trying to make it right. And in my opinion, if he was guilty of doing this rug pull or trying to defraud people or scam people, I don't think he would be trying to do any of this stuff, and he would have just walked away from it and acted like it never happened and kept it moving.
Listen, me and Common had plenty of conversations about this subject, and my belief is I feel like Dom got taken advantage of because I believe this is my belief, in my opinion. I believe he was approached with this idea and that he's not the real villain. It's the people that approached him with the idea and ran the shit in the background that caused all of this. That's my belief. I think he went into it legitimately looking to make some money, and other people make money as well. And I don't think he foresaw what was going to happen.
No, I don't either. I think it was kind of like a learning curve from him. And I think that unfortunately he found out the hard way by getting involved with people that probably do this type of shit for a living and commit frauds on the internet with crypto and meme coins and shit like that. I'm sure they got a long history of it too.
And I agree with you. I feel like he tried to do it again, and now he's trying to do it another time. I just feel like he's trying to make things right. He just wants a happy ending, and hopefully he'll get it. But I don't think he's intentionally trying to fucking rob people fucking 3 times.
No, and I think at this point it'd be pretty ridiculous to even think that that's what the guy was trying to do. I mean, it'd be pretty stupid at this point. And I made this point the other day, but for the people that weren't listening or didn't catch the show, basically what I was saying is that, in regards to this relaunch, because apparently what he did is that right before everything completely crashed, basically, what he did is that he withdrew everybody's coins and basically locked them up on his end, right? And what he plans on doing is after he made these changes and adjustments moving forward regarding the wallets and the stuff that he has that he hooked up with the coin in order for it to generate money and for the coin to build value with the ecosystem that he's building regarding the shopping, the gambling site, and the games or apps or whatever that he paid money to have a part in to get revenue for it. if he's going to go and relaunch this coin and give their people their coins back, and let's say that monetarily gives that coin a boost in value, what's to say that as soon as those people get their coins back, that they're not going to turn around and they just dump them right away and sell them to get their money back? Because then what's going to happen is it's going to drop the coin back down to zero if everybody sells it. So the only way for him to do this when he relaunches is to give these people their coins back from their money that they invested at whatever price that coin's at right now, and have it locked for a set period of time, so nobody can go and just dump off all the coins and sell it to drop the price back down to the floor, and then everybody loses their money again. The only way he's going to be able to do this is by giving these people their coins back to their wallets directly, to lock them for a set period of time, whether it's 120 days, 180 days, whatever the case may be, before they can sell, and try to bring new revenue and new people in to invest to drive the coin and the price back of it up, because then you're going to get trust back in your people to say, okay, what happened originally, although, you know, it was bad, we lost some money originally, the guy relaunched, he's revamped things, he's tried to make a couple of changes for the better, and hopefully moving forward, this coin will keep increasing in value and we'll be able to make a bunch of money together. And that's honestly what I think, because why would you go and want to defraud people for maybe 50 or 60,000 when potentially if you get one of these coins to really catch on, and you have an ecosystem that's supporting its value, so it's not just driven by hype and speculation, there's actually substance behind it showing why this coin has value, that it's also linked to this gaming thing, this app, this gambling service, this shopping thing, you can buy stuff with it. So there's assets that are linked up behind it that give it support. It's not just like the rest of these little meme coins that are only worth but what people say they're worth today. And if tomorrow everybody decides to say the coin's worth shit, we're going to go invest somewhere else, they all sell it off and the coin drops to zero and everybody loses their money, because that could happen to any one of these coins at any single time. It's the same way that the people in the stock market do pump and dumps when they artificially inflate the value of a stock to drive it all the way up. So when people invest, they can sell it at top dollar and bottom the market out and everybody loses their money. We saw this happen a couple times during COVID. Remember with AMC and GameStop? These guys all got together on the internet in these Discord threads and Reddit forums and shit like that and artificially drove the stock price up to a ridiculous amount and then fucking sold it off and barreled it down and everybody lost all their money, but a couple people made millions off of it. That'd be the same type of thing, basically. So it would make no sense for him to go and want to take a few $1,000s when he could potentially have taken or made millions.
And you know, I could understand people not wanting to believe that he invested 500,000, but you know, do you have any proof that he didn't?
Listen, when I asked him specifically, I asked him because that was one of the questions that I had, right? I asked Dom specifically, I said, Dom, how much money did you lose investing in the coin? And he said $500,000. And I wanted him to be more specific. And I say, no, I wanted to know how much actual money you spent in the coin, meaning when the coin launched, how many coins did you buy or whatever. Now, people are under the suspicion that he didn't lose $500,000 in this coin because he didn't go and physically buy $500,000 worth of coin, because he's the owner of the coin. He holds 1.8 billion coins on his end. The other 200 million or whatever it was were out there for the public to purchase. So what happens is after you sell a set number of coins, what you then go and do is you liquidate and you dump more coins back into the market so other people can invest and other people can buy them. And that's what helps keep the stock up and drives the price upwards so that people invested make money off of it. The $500,000 that he did invest in the coin was based off of all the fees for setting up the coin, for the promotions he did and the marketing he did, for the social media presence, buying into the game, the advertising, and all the other legwork that the guy's done, getting all the people on board to get this coin off the ground, to get it secured so people can trust the coin and it'll hold its value. So when he says, I lost 500,000 investing in this coin, he lost 500,000 investing in the coin because the coin tanked and it's not worth shit. So all those coins that he owns aren't worth anything because there's no value in them. So he lost $500,000 in coins. That's how that works. I guess people were confused because they're not looking at it like a physical, tangible business. Like, if, for instance, if you started a like an alcohol company, was a vodka company, you know, just to be funny. Let's say he started a vodka company. It cost him $500,000 to get the recipe, to build the brewery, to get the people to make it, to do the marketing, to do the advertising. Before he ever put a bottle out on the shelves, he's got $500,000 invested in it. So he made the first run and he got 100,000 bottles that went out and hit the shelves. Right now, he's got another 1.8 million bottles at his warehouse, but the bottles at the stores, at the package store, they aren't selling. Nobody wants to buy them. So guess what? His investment is $500,000, and he has $500,000 worth of bottles, in this case coins, that aren't worth anything because nobody's buying them.
And Ezekiel, this is just my opinion, but I could see your point.
What? Oh, so this one right here. How
Yeah.
Dom made the claim the burden of proof is on Dom to prove it. Otherwise, what are you referring to, Ezekiel?
He's talking about the saying that he spent 500,000.
Oh, well, you know what I meant, Ezekiel. Yeah.
Because I said there's no proof he didn't, but you know, on the flip side, I can agree with what he says as well.
I have no reason to believe that he didn't lose $500,000 invested in that coin. I know how a lot of that stuff works, and he spoke about it and he broke down where a lot of the money went into his coin. Now, if you go on Google and you just wanted to do a little bit of research to find out how much money it would cost for you to do to start up a meme coin, I think you could do it probably for like $100 or something like that. Anybody could start one up. But in order for you to get people to invest into your meme coin, you have to do advertising for it. You have to do promotions for it. You're going to have to pay people like influencers and other people that have a following on social media and shit like that to talk about the coin, to drive the hype in it, to get people interested and want to invest in it. He also said that he was doing the investments in the gaming app and the fee services and the transactions for the shopping thing and the gambling and the gaming center and stuff like that. All of that shit costs money. You can easily spend $100,000-$200,000 putting all of that stuff together to back up and support your coin and what you're trying to do. Like I said before, he isn't trying to just make this meme coin that's only driven by market hype and speculation. There's actually substance to the coin. That's why he talks about the ecosystem and the network he was trying to build behind it, to show people that it's not just a regular meme coin. He's honestly trying to do something that a lot of these other coins that have been around for a while are just starting to try to do themselves, because they realize that the intrinsic value and the speculative value on their coin isn't backed up by anything. It's not like a stock that's backed up by the fucking success of the company that the stock is in, like Google or Apple or Microsoft, things of that nature. So he wants to build something that could be backed up and supported by a platform that shows that it's making money and gaining money. And you can use these coins, like you can use a Bitcoin to go and make purchases, to purchase a new MacBook, or to go purchase an iPhone, or go to buy something at one of these stores, and you'll get credit and you'll get discounts for you owning that coin. So he's trying to do something right now that not a lot, if not any of these other coins are even doing. When I was doing my research, and maybe somebody knows better than I do, because I didn't spend a lot of time doing it. I just went through the basics of it to understand what he's talking about. And from my understanding, there's only one other coin that's even out there that's backed up by physical assets and tangible properties. And it's a coin called Pax, P-A-X-G, I believe. And that coin is actually backed up in gold. Their gold is held at like a third-party bank or reserve somewhere. So when people invest into that Pax coin, you're actually owning a percentage of the actual gold that's in the reserves that back that coin's value up. So that coin is backed up by a physical currency being gold. An example, we have our money, the United States dollar, right? At the end of the day, the United States dollar, all it is a piece of paper, right? Or actually cloth. It's made out of cloth, right? And if you'll notice on that dollar bill, it basically says United States government, in God we trust. So what that basically is saying is that this $1 bill, you can count on it being worth $1 because you're putting trust in the United States government, that our government isn't going to get toppled tomorrow, and that the value of that dollar isn't going to change from today until tomorrow as long as our government is intact. And we saw this back when Saddam Hussein and Iraq fell after the Iraq War. All those people that were millionaires that owned all kinds of money and shit like that on paper that lived in Iraq. Guess what happened the day after Saddam Hussein got taken down from power and a new government that got put in place? All that money wasn't worth the paper that it was fucking printed on. You might as well have just wiped your ass with it because it was backed up by a government that's no longer in power. So when the new government takes over, all of that money isn't worth anything because that government no longer exists. So just to give you an idea about how that works is that those meme coins are just like a physical dollar bill. You're only entrusting that that coin that you're investing in is going to either hold its value or go up in value because it's providing something that's going to want other people to invest in it long term because it can provide you with some type of benefit or some type of gain. And there's something besides somebody's word or trust backing it up, that there's actually some type of asset behind it, making it worth that value. Just like you have in Bitcoin. In order to get Bitcoins, if you don't outright buy them and you want to go out there and you want to try to mine these coins, because that's how originally they were got, was through mining them by figuring out the formula from the blockchain, and you had these computer cards and video graphic cards constantly running through the solvers in order to get the code to crack it to get the Bitcoin. That takes tens upon thousands of dollars in order to obtain that coin. So that coin is never going to fall below a certain amount because it costs more than that just to try to get it by mining it. If that makes sense to you people that are listening. So I'm trying to break it down in simplest terms. So at the end of the day, I don't believe Dom had any intention to defraud people, scam people, or do any of the above. I think that he got hoodwinked by the people that he trusted in doing this stuff. The way he explained it regarding the wallets and the extra tokens that nobody should have getting flooded back into the market was the cause for the drop in the price, the people selling it off, and how these people were able to take the money from people. Because basically what happened is that they artificially inflated the market with coins that were never available to the public because they didn't raise enough money and capital to make up for the coins that were available out there to the public to begin with. So when they went and they liquidated and dumped the coins out into the market and those were purchased, instead of the money going back into the coin, into the value, that went right into their pockets because that coin wasn't real. It wasn't on what he was calling the white sheet. Those weren't coins in any of the actual physical wallets owned by the people that own that coin. They were fraudulent. And that's how a lot of these scams are occurring on the internet. Hey, Hal, I'm losing my voice, man.
Yeah.
I'm running thin. We've been on for 2 hours right now. I'd love to talk about a few more things, but maybe we could wrap it up just for tonight, and I'll try to come back on tomorrow and finish talking about a couple of other things I didn't get to cover tonight.
What's up, Gunsmoke?
Hey, what up, Smoke? How you doing, brother? Thank you for stopping by, man. Unfortunately, I'm about to be wrapping it up because I lost my voice, so I figured this was going to happen. What did they say right here? Joseph, I'm sorry, but it don't take 500,000 to start them. No, it doesn't. Joseph, I'm not saying, and I agree with you, that you can start a meme coin for as little as $100. And that's why I asked Dom if he can prove that he invested that much money into his coin. And he said yes, and that he will do that. So he told us that he was open on Gunsmoke show when we did the interview with him, and he came on, and Smoke had a great show there. We had almost I think 600 people for the most part, up to 900, almost 1,000 people tuning in. He said that he was open to ask him any questions. He said that he would come back on Gunsmoke show. He said we can do a follow-up with him and ask him anything else that we can. And maybe Gunsmoke can reach out to him and we can set up a phone call or have a conversation with him and try to schedule another show on Gunsmoke show and have a follow-up with the guy and ask him some of these questions and to tell us and do a breakdown for it. Now,
He also said he would come on your show too.
Yeah, he said he would do that. Yeah, well, maybe we can do that too. Maybe he'll come on both and we could do something together too down the road. Either way. But at the end of the day, he said he had no problem coming back on. He was open to doing that. And maybe that's something that we could get into, right? And I'll agree with you that I also find it hard to believe that he spent $500,000 investing in this coin. But the way that he explained it and the research that I did, he very easily could have spent a couple $100,000 on this, no problem. Because I don't know what his investments were to get involved in the gaming app. I don't know what he has to pay to run the fee processing thing. I don't know how much it costs him to get involved with the gambling affiliate program, or what he's doing with the websites regarding setting up the shopping center. He also has the influencer program. Some of these meme coins, like when they got that girl Hawk Tua to do that Hawk Tua coin, I think they gave her a couple $100,000 for her to promote it. So he might have that money set aside, or he might have given certain people a different amount of money to go on their channels and do promo for that coin. I don't know how much he paid these people, but I'm sure he can prove that he did. But at the end of the day, it's almost like, you know, he's telling us he spent 500,000. We can say, oh, we don't believe you. We think that you're lying about it. You need to prove it to us. And then it's kind of just he said versus she said, unless he goes and he proves it. And then what? So I say, until he can't prove that he spent $500,000 investing in this coin, and he can't explain where that $500,000 went, then you can't come on YouTube just like Jeff Nadeau did and say that Dom Cicale was trying to scam people and did a rug pull without proving that he actually did that intentionally. And that was one of my main problems with Nadeau, is that he was calling it a scam and saying Dom Cicale was going to defraud all these people before he even launched the coin. Just when he came on announcing it that he was working on this and he was going to do it, he was calling the guy a scammer.
Joe Pastori, I guess you come from another planet, right? He said, I don't even believe he was officially made.
Yes, he was. He was straightened out by Vinny Basciano directly.
Yeah, either
he's got the okay from.
He's probably just joking. You can't really believe that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where Joseph's coming with this or what he's saying, but now if you want to make a comment and say, I don't know if Dom Cicale ever would have got made by Joe Messino when Joe Messino was still on the streets, he probably wouldn't have, because he's a Bronx guy. Joe Messino doesn't fucking know him. But Basciano got the okay because he had to ask Joe Messino as the boss to make somebody, and obviously Joe Messino said okay, and Basciano made him. I don't understand. That's not even a point of contention. I mean, this was brought up and testified to during his trial. If Dom Cicale told the government that he was a capo in the Bonanno crime family and he wasn't, Basciano's lawyers would have brought that up during cross-examination and asked him and said that he was lying about it. No? I mean, there'd be plenty of people to come forward and prove that it was a lie. I mean, there was wiretaps between Joe Messino and Basciano where he's talking about Dominic Cicale on the wire and shit like that. So obviously the guy was paid.
He's just trolling. He can't possibly really believe that.
They said that Joe's from Frankie and Brett's community from channel. Well, I don't know. I don't know why Frank.
No, I'm not saying he's a troll. I'm just saying that he's just joking because he can't really believe that.
No, he said he does believe it, and they're saying that he came from Brett and Frankie's channel. He watches their channel. He's a regular over there. That's why I don't understand what if he's a regular over on Frank and Brett's channel and watches them. And
right. That's why I feel like he's just playing around, because it's so totally ridiculous to not believe that he was made.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. That's ridiculous. That might be one of the more ridiculous things I've heard on here in a long time.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's absurd.
But Gunsmoke, you coming on? You going on? Because my fucking voice is killing me.
Fucking Howie. But yeah, hopefully at the end of the day, like, you know, mate, what's up, Jane Creek? How you doing tonight? Hopefully the guy's fucking around and he's just trolling or whatever. I don't think, unless he honestly believes that and doesn't know any better. I don't know what to tell him. But, and here's the other thing. This is the last thing I'll say before we wrap it up. And I want to thank everybody for being here. And if anybody would like to help support the channel, it'd be much appreciated. I got the info at the bottom of the ticker there. Thank you all guys for being here, and hit that like button if you haven't already. If you enjoy this content, I don't understand for the life of me, you know, how the guy can make a claim like that, whether or not he's even being serious. I think that's pretty fucking ridiculous. I don't understand that at all. That's really strange.
Yeah,
I don't know if you even make it at all, to be honest with you. That's bizarre.
But everybody can go over to Gunsmoke show if he's coming on. What's up, Tony Buick? I didn't get a chance to say hello. What's up, David Lopez, Dwayne?
What's up, Buick? How you doing tonight, man? Good to see you. Hope all is well, man. But yeah, if Gunsmoke, if you're coming on, if you wanna jump on, we're gonna be heading out. I lost my voice and Howie's voice.
Yeah,
can't talk no more either. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, we both lost our voices, so we're gonna have to end the show.
Yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow, hopefully. If you guys want to just be on the lookout for a post, and we'll catch up and follow up on a couple other things that we didn't get to tonight.
Yeah, so, I'm sure there might be a couple of things we might have to follow up on based on that little interaction.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure there will be, and I got no problem doing that. So yeah, so thanks everybody, and check it out. I don't know if Gunsmoke's going on or if Red's coming on, somebody's popping on. Go check out those guys' channels, and we'll catch up with everybody real soon.
All right. Everybody have a good night. Comment. Talk to you later.
Thank you, brother. I'll hit you up in a few.
No problem.